look, can we get this with nothing? There shall be nothing hid that shall not be revealed. And the man of sin, let's get that too. Esau has to be exposed. Ready? You running?
Yeah, it's running. Just checking it for you.
The system of white supremacy has to be exposed. That mask.
It's running. Just checking it.
Those calm law, yeah.
How Hashem, yeah, Shai, Hashem called us.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Brimstone. Honors to you brothers out there in the highway teaching this word, sincerity.
Must needs be born.
And yeah, like look, man, this truth, man, this word, it reveals all, man. Not only is it revealing who the real Israelites are, all right, who the Most High is, who the Son is, it's also revealing who the devil is, man. Because the devil and the wicked in the earth, they've hid themselves, man, behind good PR.
Yeah.
And you know who we're talking about? We're talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white, under the system of white supremacy. They've lied not only to the world, they've lied to themselves. They were able to create a false image of themselves and push that out into the world, that they're the smartest, that they're the most civilized. Right? There would be no civilization if it weren't for Edomites. They're civilized. They're virtuous. They're everything that's a good virtue. That's what they embody. So they're peaceable. Here it is. They 2 world wars later, yeah, and a military-industrial complex, yeah. But they're just the most peaceable people. Yeah, if there's going to be peace in the world, it's going to be Esau to bring it because he's peaceful. Yeah, he's like I said, he's civilized. He's the most beautiful. So looking like an 8-year-old, have a woman having a body like an 8-year-old boy, that's the pinnacle of beauty. Being blonde, that's the pinnacle of beauty. Right? Excellence, anything that is a measurable excellence, it has to be him. Even though man can barely speak English, they still get to represent intelligence and high IQs. All these things. When it's really all a lie, righteousness, they get to represent righteousness. Now, through the Spirit of the Lord, they're being revealed that actually, no, you're the devil. You're the fools of the earth. Right? The fool that have said in his heart there is no God. You're really the fools of the earth. You're really the wicked. You're really ugly. Right? You're really corrupt. You're really the black people of the earth.
Because contrary-wise, the scripture says this of Esau. It says, Malachi 1:4, whereas Edom say, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
The border of wherever you Edomites are, there's wickedness, man. But here it is, you talking about you want to turn back the time to when? When would you Edomites? When were you Edomites righteous? That's what I want to know. Oh, yeah, wait, this is a Christian country. This is a Christian revival. Oh, okay. What year? Can you tell me the year that you man embody the principles and the fruit? Okay, the fruits of the spirit. Yeah. Can we read the fruits of the spirit? Right, because you would say that's how a Christian should be, right? To exhibit. I want to know a year. You Edomites can just drop it in the comment board and let me know the year that, as a whole, you Edomites represent in the fruits of the spirit as a.
All they're really talking about is when Esau had the world in hardcore oppression, man. That's all they're really talking about. But even you'll find that even among the Edomites that these hardcore oppressed, but he was on top, man. The majority of fucking Edomites weren't doing good. Yeah. You weren't doing fucking good. Your elites, which have always done good, were doing good.
The best time Edomites had was the boomers.
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of research into the boomers. That's why, really, that's when the elites allowed the average Edomite to get a leg up. The man were buying houses for like the house cost only 3 times their salary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the boomer generation. That's the generation that did well. That's the only Edomite that to make you believe. After the boomer, everything the elites, obviously they're still doing extreme. But after the boomer generation, they started taking everything back. That's why Edomites are angry.
Yeah.
But when was you righteous? Was the boomer generation a righteous generation?
Jeremiah 13:3. And the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots. Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
And Esau is made to be the wicked. Right? The Lord said he made the wicked for the day of evil. Right? So that's what they're meant to do.
Specialized.
That's it. He's the first of all fit into destruction.
Specialized. All the way through history, Edomites have been wicked. You were wicked when you were calling yourself Edomites. You were wicked when you called yourself Greeks. Beabatiman. Yeah, pederast, and the pederast thing, yeah, is now they're trying to scapegoat. So that we know that Elam is doing all kind of foolishness here, but now they're trying to run a scapegoat thing like, oh well, it's the bro. You think we forgot about Jimmy Savile, Dolph Harris, Gary Glitter, yeah,
The football scandal, Sandusky.
football scandals. But I was watching a documentary about how many high-profile pedophiles have been in and around the royal family alone. You Edomites, right, are the ultimate pedophiles in the earth.
All brothers.
Historically,
Historically and in the modern day, yeah, you're about that life.
bro,
It's a fact.
like Greece, bro, it's a common thing that's happened in yeah, man.
Red boys. And it's always been a common thing.
That's why you man be going out to Thailand and shit.
Yeah. Thailand, Brazil.
The Lord's loose over there. Loose over there, right? You go over there, you loosen up.
Because your money go long. Philippines. They go into the slums in the Philippines. People sell their babies and their children for use. But we're meant to ignore that reality so you can scapegoat another group of people. No, you're the most wicked. Anywhere you are, these things are happening. Serial killers, the mass killers. Well, your pharmaceutical industry is mass killing. Your military industrial no one has killed more people from military than Esau Edom.
No one has exported more war than Esau. No one has exported more drugs than Esau.
Take more drugs than Esau. Bunch of hypocrites, a nation of cokeheads, and they pretend that that's not the case. Oh, so-called you black people, you're drug dealers and you're druggies. No one snorts more cocaine than Esau Edom. That's why they call white. From the top of your society all the way to the bottom, any kind of drug is we grew up, we knew Jake might smoke some herbs. And then you might get a few crackheads among Jake here, but hard food where it really a thing where it's like man was Jake would mostly be smoking weed, and that's Jake's drug of recreation. We know you get around Edomites, you're gonna get pit purple, pills, you're gonna get MDMA, LGBT, every flipping LSD,
horse tranquilizer.
Man, in the club, glory holes shit in the fucking toilet on that shit. Exhibitions.
Ecstasy.
Yeah. But I was gonna say these drugs, like cocaine and stuff like that, known as upper class drugs. Yeah. More upper class people. Jake the upper class. You know that for a fact.
But listen, you go into any pub in English. This is and this is what we got to deal with. But they won't get the stigma. In fact, they'll make it cool. They'll make movies about Mick Jagger, and it will be just well known the guy's killing himself with cocaine, but it won't be a negative thing. Yeah, rock on, dude. Yeah, it's all cool and it's all nice. But then anything to do with Jake is criminalized. Well, how come them rock stars are not criminals?
Even what was that Charlie Sheen documentary? It was almost as if they weren't even trying to go speak about the drug use as a bad thing.
No, because it's an Edomites, man.
He just did drugs.
Yeah.
You're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man.
About reasons. Yeah, Esau loves drugs. They love them. Have you ever noticed that? It's like around Jake. Well, for the most part, when Jake see wickedness like that, the freaking like Jake get nervous, man. Esau will claim straight and not his vibration, like his heart rate didn't change. Correct. It goes
They love it. And worse if it gets behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We know that these men are Brokeback. That's why they made the movie Brokeback Mountain,
bro.
Because that was a real thing. Might be getting freaky with them. best friend. It
Yes.
happens all the time where they actually kill their. Well, I've seen bare videos online where a man's killed his best friend, and then the man found out they were actually in a relationship.
It happened. This not last year. There was a rich Edomite downstairs, son of a Welsh like millionaire in Cardiff, and his friend, his roommate, moved out of the house that they both had, and he killed him
Because they were
really
What
Yeah,
happened with Michael Barrymore?
Michael Barrymore. What about this other you on ITV? He groomed up that.
Oh yeah, Schofield.
Schofield.
Yeah.
The list is never ending, man. And then you might say, yeah, there's Jake. Yeah, but one thing you notice about them Jake that's involved in that, whose world are they in? Diddy and all them man. Diddy was groomed into the world by a so-called Jew. These man didn't start off like that. They go into Esau's industry and they get turned out. Because it's really you.
This is Psalm 140. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me for the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart."
You Edomites are really see you like to highlight gang violence amongst Jake here. And yeah, Jake might, and remember that let's not forget that Drake is an extremely traumatized group of people. We're a people that come from generations of trauma. That's why Jake got a short fuse anyway. Jacob been traumatized, right? And so that's why they got that sociopathic short fuse, and they'll take your ass out. But don't act like these Edomites are not violent people. Hooliganism doesn't exist. What it is though is that when the Edomites are fighting and killing each other, it just doesn't get highlighted as something which is now gonna represent their entire race.
And if I can add as well, when it comes to Eid, they use different words for Eid. When Eid goes and lives in another places, he's an expat. Everyone else is an immigrant, right? All of that sort of stuff, right? Whereas these words that have negative connotations get pushed on, especially Jake, but in the other nations, but Esau gets nice, billion-dollar words to represent the same thing.
You went over to the Americans, right? As Christians, you were supposed to be Christians, which the fruits of the Spirit will get. Yeah. You claim you was spreading the gospel. Now, when you spread the gospel, that's words. And the Bible tells you if you go somewhere and you preach and they don't receive you, you shake the dust off your feet and you leave. It didn't say you pull out swords and muskets and conquer the. What did man say? We conquered the land in Jesus' name. What for? Can you show me that in the scriptures, please?
When did it ever say that Jesus required the land of America? Sure. It's not Jerusalem. You can maybe make the argument even though it doesn't exist either. But America, you got nothing to do with anything.
You can't even make that argument.
No, that's what I'm saying. Even though it's not even in there,
It's not
but
even.
like, you can say, "Oh yeah, but it's the Holy Land." What's America to you? Nothing at all.
Whoa, did they put Jesus' name on the deed when they were stealing them lands? No, you didn't steal no land in the name of Jesus. You were violent thugs. You were thieves and thugs that came with weapons to steal land and to gain resources like any good gangster does. There's no difference between you and a bunch of niggas that decide, oh, them man over there on that corner, we want to take that corner. You did that on a global scale.
It showed you that in that really good movie, man. I recommend Brad to see it. Killers of the Flowers of the Moon, where it touches on the story of the Osage Nation, over there, man, amongst God, how they was there within their tribe, and obviously they that like a home. And basically, the story touches on the real history of Esau intermarrying into the tribe and befriending them and just slowly killing off the families. And to this day, with subtlety, to this day, people who are part of the tribe are still trying to get that old family land. And the other Edomites still own those lands that have that minerals in.
That's how the West was. There's a saying how the West was won. The West was won through violence and extreme violence, brutality. That's how Esau established himself in the world, and that's how he keeps it going. He keeps it going not only through the threat of violence, but through actual violence. That's why you spend all the money on the military that you do. You're the bullies of the earth. You threaten with the sword. right? You're no different than the Bloods, and in fact, you're worse than the Bloods and the Crips because you've killed more people. I always tell people, go look up the actual numbers of death from gang violence, and then go look up the Iraq War and see if it's even comparable. I don't even think 1 million people have been killed in gang violence in America in the whole time. The whole time. So then why does Jake get viewed as the most violent, savage beast there is, but Esau don't? It's all PR.
It says, which imagine mischief in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war.
These Edomites are constantly at war. They're constantly fomenting war. And they'll find a way, if the thing about these devils is, they'll find a way for war. That's what 9/11 was all about. They'll do false flags and whatever mischief or evil they need to do to try and justify the war. We just seen it just happen with these, with the October 7th, man. And they went in there and mashed their work. And now that's just going to be forgotten. No one's going to be held accountable for all them Palestinians that they killed. And that's old news now. We clocked it. That's done. Just like the Native American Indians, it's done. They might talk about it like, oh yeah, a lot of people died, but there won't be no accountability. And these Edomites are not going to be stigmatized by it. They're not going to be called. They're not going to be stigmatized as a violent people. But let Jake go stab someone up in fucking Westfield, and now all of a sudden there's a national problem.
Because Esau's in bullshit, even that nation that are outraged by what he's doing, they can't do nothing about it. Them man openly said, we'll attack the Hague if you might try and take man to court. Always, kind of against the shit, man.
Yeah, where's the law? Where's the justice and the law in that? It's gangsterism. It's basically the mafia. Listen, we make the rules and break the rules. That's how Esau run. Rules for you, it ain't no rules for me. That's how Esau operate, and he's always operating like that.
That's why Scripture calls him the accuser. Slanderer. He's a big slanderer.
Human rights, yeah, there's human rights when it comes to you, but there ain't no human rights when it comes to me. Children's rights, yeah, but not when it comes to me. Women's rights, yeah, but these same men are pushing women's rights are running the women's trafficking.
Like even though he was lost, right? But you got that guy. 10 man, Hampton.
Yeah.
Bro, they just went off. Like they said they went into his apartment to check for guns, right? And then they just sprayed him up in his bed. And when they did the autopsy report of the bullets, you know how the forensics, it was like 56 bullets that came into the room. And one that went out was a police gun that shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time it was making it which it was a Jake that went. They knew that this guy wasn't a threat. They just had to take it.
Yeah, the non-violent, civilized leader.
Yes, sir.
This is Revelation 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
That's what you eat, and you got the nerve talking about some Nobel Peace Prizes. Edomites have taken peace from the earth, man. You're the number one arms producers on the planet Earth. You got your intelligence agencies foment war worldwide. This is a fact. You've even allowed it to be declassified, and people act like it's not in black and white. How the CIA was. But then everyone else, the Arabs, they're just savages. Everyone else is a savage, but everyone else is just insane. But you're just the most level-headed guy. But you had 2 world wars. I can't understand it. You had 2 world wars. You couldn't talk it out, no?
With your planes.
First thing they did was stick guns in
This
the
is
back.
what I'm saying. Like, you want to revel in the stuff that you've built, but there's been a catastrophic downside to these streets, which has ramifications that we can't even calculate. But you want to parade around like you're the great hope of the universe.
Listen, they say your money. Listen, you show me what a man spends his money on. I'll tell you where his heart is. Man that love gals is gonna spend his money on. Yeah. Man love car. Man are gonna buy them spinning rims. You're gonna spend all that money. You Edomites, you know what you love?
God.
You love war. Like that's where most of your money is going on war thing. This is a fact.
And it says, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Yeah, that great sword was your military might. And with that, man, you caused great death in the earth. Like I said, you don't even need to go to the mini wars. Well, really, actually, no. Let's break it down. Because we get the third war coming quickly, right? Because you look at it like this, you had World War One, right? Which they called the Great War. That's when war death became industrialized. Yeah? You industrialized warfare, right? They said it was the war to end all wars, man. Second one. Yeah, then you went and had a second one. Yeah, and this one you dragged everybody in, and it was you. You were at the the Japanese. No. You declared war on Japan. You put an embargo on Japan. First of all, you Edomites had no business over there in the East. You're talking about immigrants. The immigrants are coming to our country. Listen, bro. Most people in the world history stay within their region. The Japanese was fucking with the Chinese and the Koreans. They weren't in Africa. Yeah, the Japanese was fucking with the Koreans and the Chinese, doing their thing over there. You got no business over there. You were supposed to be in Europe. How did you end up in Africa? How did you end up in South Central and North America? How did your ass end up all the way in Hawaii, like in the middle of the whole thing?
Something else I was going to say, when you look into the history of Hawaii, it's like, from what I remember, it's verified, it's like America didn't want Japan to claim Hawaii. It's like,
when you go back and you listen, since you might like to go back now and listen to all the Hitler speeches, it's cool. Go back and listen to what the Japanese were saying. They said, we do not want American imperialism in the East. The East belongs to Japan. So they were saying, yo, this is our territory. You coming over here and imposing yourself over here. Then they did an embargo on Japan, which if you do an embargo on a country, I think it was an oil embargo. If you do an embargo on a country, that's a declaration of war. It's a declaration of war. So you are at the center of World War II and what it became. These are the facts, man. It wasn't Pookie. It weren't Stookie Williams. But they'll demonize Stookie. See, he's the Stookie Williams. He's the reason. Blood and the Crips and how many people died and they paid for the savages. Okay, so who's responsible for World War II then? Was it Stookie? Was it Muhammad Ali? Who was it? It wasn't one of the Negroes, right? Yeah, good.
In fact, now this is just Britain. This ain't Spain, this ain't Portugal, this ain't another nation. Yeah, Baconites. See the bacon. It says Britain's colonial history means a country celebrates gaining independence from the UK roughly every 6 to 7 days. So every week, someone's got independence. Why do they have the independence?
You went over.
sun never sets.
Neither keep it because you neither keep it at home. You were way outside your the reservation, man, and you were out there causing havoc.
Bro, he's changed flags, he's changed landmass,
Language,
like
cultures.
there's like for example, they say the biggest black population is Nigeria. Bro, that's because you just put a circle. Yeah. Everyone's one.
Yeah.
Like this person's like a Hausa, Fulani, Igbo.
Yeah.
All of their so that's why later on in the history,
This clashing. The what's it called?
Biafra.
Yeah, you got Biafra, but you got the Hotel Rwanda.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Tutsis and the Hutus. Man.
Yeah.
So you went over there and put the light skinned guys above the dark skinned guys, man, and caused the flipping whole schism.
And did experiments there. Like there's actually a operation there that was called Crimson Mist, where it was based upon radio waves, and there was in like the Kingsman, the frequency.
Yeah.
So when you go and read the history of what happened in that, bro, that was spooky.
It was spooky.
There was just they said even some people who was involved in the crime say we don't even remember that.
Yeah. Oh no, they said one guy said the devil. He said the devil
Yeah.
took him over,
Yeah,
and the thing came over the radio. Said cut the tall trees. I believe
yeah,
come over the radio.
yeah.
And that man just went on a mass genocide.
Yeah, and with that experiment, Crimson Mist, probably look it up. There's a whole documentary and expose on that. They were saying with the way they was using the radio waves, they was able to make people have bouts and fits of rage, uncontrollable rage. You know what I mean? And they show you that in their movies. They actually show you in Kingsman and many other movies that, of them having, because remember, like every action in your brain, whether it's a thought, whether it's a word, the vibration, has a chemical response. It has a chemical response.
But what do we say when you see a grimy ass nigga? Like he's low vibration nigga.
He's low vibration.
Yeah, but you might say, oh, well, this brother's talking shit. That's crazy.
It's real.
But even Esau released the MK Ultra files, man. They show they are looking to control people's brains.
And this is all DARPA does. These institutes like DARPA, they're always doing experiments trying to find out weapons of war, doing all this crazy stuff behind closed doors. That's what Black Ops are. You know, all these black operations. You know, these men are doing so fucking much. You just don't know about it until someone declassifies something.
And it's like, okay.
So they clone Tyrone shows you as well when they're playing the music. Right, at first they make them all spin in circles, and then when you change the track up, then they start getting enraged. Same thing. Good. I've got a preset from that. So Psalms 140 from the top. Sorry, did you have something, bro?
No, I'll tell you.
It says, "Deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war."
That's the same thing. No, keep going though. But keep going to like 5.
Yeah, so they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent, added poisons under their lips.
Yeah, all the like what you see Trump doing, talking about the Somalis and that just titillated all these Edomites. Now they're on Twitter talking about IQ levels and all sorts. And the thing is, right, me and the elder Yasha Wamba, man, we spoke about the scientific racism and how scientific racism was coming back in a big way. And this isn't nothing new. This is something that through the system of white supremacy was actually ingrained into the world, that scientifically Edomites are superior in terms of their IQ, in terms of their genetics, and everyone else by genetics, is inferior, right? So that's part of the sharp words, that propaganda that they put out there, that even that affected our people. It affects the way what we think of ourselves, our self-esteem, and that ultimately affects how you act and how you behave, because you believe you are just a nigger, you're inferior, then you put yourself in a box and you operate within that box. But that come from generations of Esau using his words to put people down, to lie, like lie about the history. Oh, you ain't never been nothing, you ain't never done nothing. Name one invention. Slandering, and the whole books. This was like something here that was major in literature. Scientists will come out and say, "Oh, see, I have proven that the Negro in his brain." So, what do you think that does to the psyche of the people? Trust the science, right?
And also it helped embolden these Edomites to which you can still see the effects to this day. Like, for instance, Eve will always complain about she'll go to the hospital trying to give birth, and then the outcomes of a so-called black woman in the hospital during childbirth are horrendous. Things like 3 times more likely, or some shit like that, man. But these Edomites say it's like, well, black people can take more pain, right? That's something that's being ingrained into them.
Which is something they actually did this fucking experiment, Jake.
That's crazy.
They actually did pain experiments on Jake. Like,
the elder shall serve the younger.
Yeah.
So
that's them words, man, and that propaganda. The system of white supremacy, it runs deep, and if you think that that's not still instilled into the psyche and the minds of the people today, it absolutely is.
And the proof is we should come up now. Well, you know what I'm saying, Sue?
And they see,
You've always believed it.
Low IQ.
That's how you've been raised.
There was a Jake recently. He basically went into like the medical profession, and he saw that basically the metrics for who can get, say, a kidney transplant. If it was a Jake, basically there were multipliers added to make it look less of an issue. So basically, a Jake could have an equally bad kidney compared to an Edomite, but then the Edomites would be the ones that will be what do you call it? Given the thing first, right? But then
That's DEI, bro.
yeah. But then when they removed that multiplier, if you will, all of a sudden a whole load more Jakes were eligible for
Yeah.
kidney transplant.
And that goes just into the whole DEI thing. This idea that anytime Jake has any kind of position, he didn't deserve it. And then Esau's got everyone believing that. But like we're trying to tell you is that understanding is nothing new. This is the same. This is the system of white supremacy from the very beginning. That Jake can't fly a plane. Jake can't do this. Jake can't do that. Jake is not good enough. Their brains ain't good enough. If anyone's going to be the best at anything, especially intellectually, it's always going to have to be a so-called white man.
And this is the thing, man. You know I don't deserve shit, man. Because you ain't done fuck all.
Yeah.
You ain't done fuck all, man. You only to been carrying this whole fucking time. And it's not like these are these who enslaved everybody and had them work and build all these things that they got, that you got, right, off the back of everybody else. You don't deserve shit. But you ain't done nothing.
Yeah, but these men, come on, we worked in companies. How many companies you worked in? Yeah, half of the man that's got jobs in that company, their uncle got them the job.
Yeah,
This is bullshit, man. It was all families bringing man into the jobs, yeah. So what is that then? I thought, see these devils, man. They're hypocrites, man. But the DEI is part of it. Read you had 140. Read that again. So that their words and their propaganda and how they talk about people, yeah, that's part of the poison that Esau put out there into the world, and a lot of the world believes in it. That's why they worship Esau, because that PR got people thinking that Esau's a god, and we're here to tell you that he's not a god. He's not a god.
I asked two Mei Lings, I was like, yo, so why you not love Esau so much? And they were just there like, because he's smart. I'm like, yeah, not my Nutika, yeah, really? Right, because we know Esau.
That's why. So any Baconite, any Baconite from, and this is the outcome, and this is a known thing. You could be the most mediocre Edomite, go anywhere in the world and get a high position in that place. And then there'll be a Jake or someone from that place who's better than you, and then man will overlook him like, nah, we're gonna get. That's why Steve McLaren is the coach of flipping of Jamaica, black. Steve fucking McLaren, black. Ain't nobody trying to give that dude a job. But when he goes to Jamaica now, because he's white, oh yeah, Steve McLaren, man, used to be for my. He ain't no coach, bro. He's shit. Steve McLaren can't get a job nowhere. But or you could be any constable here in the UK. You go to Jamaica, they'll make you chief.
No, bro,
not just Jamaica, anywhere.
President.
You're some mediocre guy because that idea that these Edomites are just the best of the best of the best of the best, sir, they get to live off that. When you meet the white woman does it. The white woman could be over here in the UK, bust down, mediocre as hell. No one ain't trying to look or find her ever. Like she's broke up, the body like looking like a bag of bolts, yeah. Face is all mashed up. Man, I done dealt with her in school. She's finished. Yeah, just go to holiday to some random Caribbean island and fucking Henri's just running behind man, calling man princess. They get to be, because when you go out into the world, there's an image of them that's been projected, and people see them not as they are, but bigger than they are. So they could get more by doing less. Whereas if you're a Jake, you got to do more. You got to prove yourself. You got to do it to the utmost, and you're still going to get less. Because the system doesn't push us in that way. You know what I mean? You see what's happening with Foden, the gas that's going on.
Can I get something quick? This is
the bubbled parts. The bubbled. That's not no, bro. Let's talk technicals, bro. Let's talk technical, bro. A proper pass, and if you're gonna call it an assist, is sliding. Raquel made things, blood. It's sliding along the ball. It don't bubble. If the ball's bubbling when it's coming to you, that wasn't a good pass, brother. Because now you need to manage the fact that the ball's moving like this. A good pass is straight line. Anyway, go ahead.
Verse 3. The wicked are estranged from they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of serpent. They are like the deaf adder that's stopping for ear.
When you destroy it, people need to realize here, and it's just like if you got a child, right? If you got a child, right, and you say to that child, you're dumb every day. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're nothing. yeah, and you fill them with those negative what's the affirmations, right? Yeah. That child is gonna be dumb.
Yeah.
That child is gonna be dumb.
He's not gonna try.
He's not gonna try.
Why am I trying?
Yeah, because
I'm dumb.
because you are gonna, even if you have the potential within you to be more, you're not gonna reach that potential because the negativity that the point is a poison. It's gonna hold you back as to what you even try and do. Because you can never know what you could do unless you actually put that. You know, obviously not saying that. Listen, what we're not saying is you could do whatever you put your mind to. That's not what I'm thinking, because you know, like, we ain't in that witchcraft.
But you have to try.
But what I'm trying to say to you is this: yeah, you could. It's just like in athletics. You could be fast, but if man tell you can't run, you won't bother.
Yeah.
You won't even bother trying to run because you're like, oh,
It says
You will reach your full
train the
potential.
child up, innit?
there's a mentality. It's like when you run a marathon, you have to believe you can finish that marathon.
Yeah.
If you don't believe you can finish, you'll give up. When you could have done it.
Yeah.
But your own mentality is held you back. That's a poison. Now you gotta understand that Jake grew up from the moment they took men on the ships and brought them over to America and the Caribbean. The same with the natives. All Esau did for hundreds of years, generations, is tell our people that we're nothing. You're nothing. You got no history. You're nothing.
Basically,
You're
livestock. You're animals.
You're a criminal. You're a rapist. You're this. You're lazy. Yeah. You're nothing without me. You'd be nothing.
While Esau sat in the chair, watched you work.
I mean, to be
You know what I
honest,
mean?
yeah, I mean, like, that's a tactic people use to like have like a partner, basically. You know, stuck with it.
Yeah.
How many times you seen a dude got like a woman that is
You're
kind of
abusive.
half decent, but you're constantly like abusive.
And you know what? It's funny because you said that, because one of the foster girls that I had, man, I heard some voice note that one of her abusive man said to her, and it was just that. It was just, you're nothing. You're all.
So your self-esteem's gone.
He's just trying to destroy the self-esteem to keep you like.
keep
That man could just punch you up like a puncher bag.
It's like because the words that have just been used, it's abuse. Why? When a parent does it, it's identified as abuse. When a so-called partner does it, it's identified as abuse. When Esau did it,
It's
only
We helped you. We helped you.
And this is the thing. So these are the same people that are talking about these Christian values here, but and the worst thing about what we're talking about is documented. So then this is why when the Windrush people are coming up there, and they're coming to the UK, most of the interactions they're having with these random Edomites, this what the Edomites are spewing at them isn't something they made up on the spot. Now, I'm just gonna know it's something they grew up in. This is the image that they have. Oh yeah, this nigga is a slave. He's nothing. He's just a violent individual. He's
But that's how that affects how they think about us and how they want to treat us. So
exactly.
they look down upon us. We're lower level to them.
Exactly.
And these might they take the piss, right? Because they'll say, oh, they don't integrate and all this kind of stuff. We tried.
You don't want to see it.
They came over on the boats, looking forward to working with you and
Dressed like
all that kind of stuff. You didn't want to accept them.
they talk Cockney. You know, a bruiser. Yeah, that Cockney. Yeah. Jake hella. But the thing is, man, you can't please these devils, man. Was that it on that song?
this provide a precept. Yeah.
It's more on that. Yeah, because that is part of Esau's poisons too. The propaganda in the media, the propaganda in the movies, how they portray our people.
Yeah.
But this truth tells you something different. This truth gets you to be accountable. But what it doesn't do is say that this is all you are. We're not saying to Israel, listen, you're just a bunch of low down, dirty Negroes, and that's all you're ever gonna be. Like my man, what was that movie, bro, with Tupac? You ain't. Was it Above the Rim or
above the rim.
was it Above the Rim?
Or was it Juice?
Might have been Juice. Yeah, it was Juice. He was like, you ain't shit.
By the way, I've never watched them.
You're never gonna be shit. Oh, you know, he said, I ain't shit. And all this shit, yeah. Yeah, but that's basically him repeating Esau's doctrine, that poison.
That's the Christianity.
Oh, so yeah, because that's where you get the term uppity, right? That's a term that Esau would use for a Jake that was basically not subscribing to that
The
notion.
bourgeoisie,
Yeah,
black bourgeoisie, yeah.
yeah, it's like Jake that weren't subscribing to that notion that I ain't gonna be. Oh, we got an uppity Negro, do we? Right? That's you, Esau.
They want you to be low down. Yeah, it's not because it suits them, innit?
They don't like you. They don't like it when you think you're more than what they think. That's why when we come out to see the children of Israel, the children of God, they don't like it.
Because that now when we're calling ourselves Israelite, which is what we are,
Yeah.
now our potential is of the highest standard.
Yeah.
Now we start saying, listen, we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard now. Not the standard that Esau set, because we're not trying to please Esau, we're trying to please our father. So now we could be more, and we don't hold ourselves back on any aspect. We don't put ourselves in any box. We are a people that can take hold of all things, because we are all things. We could do rock climbing if we want. We could do everything there is on the planet Earth that's righteous here, because guess what? We are the children of the Most High.
Yep.
But Esau always tried to put Jake in boxes, so Jake don't want to play an instrument because
instrument?
But that all goes back to the system of Edomite supremacy, where they're putting Jake in a box. But really, Jake can do everything. We're physical specimens, and we're intellectual specimens, and we're spiritual.
Esau was always trying to keep us away from things that he was doing, right? That's why even in sports, he didn't want us to play basketball. He didn't want us to do this. He didn't want us to do that. But as soon as you start doing it, man gets upset because we do it better. Yeah, because we got je ne sais quoi. Right? We got flavor, right? We got the spirit, right? But then Esau purposely keeps us away from things because all these things helps us to grow as a people.
And that's why we learn. You come into this truth, you start learning history, you start learning science, you start considering things that you necessarily wouldn't have considered before. You don't put yourself in a box of the black box. No, you're an Israelite.
Yeah. Baruch 3:35. This is our power, and there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him. He hath found out all the way of knowledge, and hath given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved.
So all knowledge is our domain. All knowledge. There's no knowledge which is not within our domain and not within our capabilities. But like I said, that Esau held us back from that. That's why at one point we weren't even allowed to read, because it's a demon.
And then he calls us dumb.
And then you call man dumb and talking about low IQ. You're a demon. All right? Yeah, go on.
This is Isaiah 10 and 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such a escape of the house of Jacob shall no more stay again upon him that smote them.
Yeah, that's Esau. Really, Esau wants us to be childlike. He wants us to be like a beaten child that just like Esau's the daddy, man, and they're getting abused by him, man. Like a hooker and a pimp. No, we don't want to play that role. Yeah? We ain't gonna stay up on Esau, and you got people that are looking for Esau's validation. One thing about us, the Hebrew Israelites, here, is that we don't care whether Esau believes or not. We don't need an Edomite to come out and tell us that what we believe is true.
Yeah. We've seen it before.
A lot of Jake will believe it just because what did Esau have to say about it?
We've seen it before. Like, remember, like, brothers was told a story of that Jake at camp. Brothers was breaking down who he is and what is it about, and he tried to turn to the Edomite to get confirmation if what we were saying was right. Like, bro, this guy just came in the crowd. He just white, bro.
No, and that's what Volkan Malone's issue is. Volkan Malone wants to come in here and critique here and be the one to validate our breakdown. But then when we look at his, the thing is here, when we look at his goofy, he don't even want to put nothing solid on the table, because he said, "Oh, we don't know about the eschatology. You don't know about the prophecy." Then shut up. Then how do you know that we ain't got the breakdowns correct?
Yeah,
you ain't a prophet.
Yeah. This is the thing. So when it comes to the scriptures, we're the authorities, man. When it comes to the breakdown of what's happening in this world, we filter it through the scriptures, and we're the authorities. And he hates that shit, man.
Because you have the belief and the confidence, the boldness to say it.
Yeah.
No, he has to say to us, "Oh, you're right," or "You're wrong."
Yeah.
No, we don't need Edomites to tell us what's right and what's wrong. That's the first. That's the first part of us coming up from underneath this level. He's not our spiritual father no more. You guys that's in the churches, you need to realize that all your breakdowns come from Esau. Whether you're a Baptist, whether you're a Pentecostal, your spiritual father is an Edomite, but you're already in the wrong path. If you're a Catholic, your spiritual father is an Edomite. They're the ones giving you all these pastors in the church talking about Jesus Christ. Like when they got their degree in theology, Yeah, it was validated by Edomite. This is the breakdown. This is what this means. But no, like if we read something that if I bring out a book that Esau wrote, I'm validating Esau was right on that. Or the elders would be like, nah, they were wrong on that. They're lying because we could do that. We're the authority.
That's it.
And just like how you don't accept other man's papers from other countries and shit. Right? You don't accept your bullshit papers, man. They're not valid around here.
Exactly. Doctor of Divinity. Now we don't care about that. You're not qualified.
Oh shit about the scripture.
Yeah, these scholars will turn around and tell you, oh, the Native American Indians, they weren't in the Bible because Moses didn't know about them. These are the man we're gonna take this.
Man, that whole time.
Shut up. Yeah.
Go precept. Oh, you was holding on first, right? Yeah. Go on.
This is Psalms chapter 6, and start from 1. Say, the transgressions of the wicked say within it my heart that there is no fear of Most High before his eyes. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes.
That's what these Edomites do, man. They flatter themselves. They really think that they're all that and the bag of chips. And you know, because they don't even realize it. They already kind of reached the peak of their society in terms of, like I said, the boomers was it. The boomers was the good times. When you go back and you realize that, right, them boomers was winning, bro.
Yeah.
They were all buying houses,
cars,
doing everything. They had jobs.
The birth rate was a little bit higher than it.
They were getting it in. The children of these generations now are sold through. It's unbelievable. You really already peaked in terms of your civilization. Now you got a bunch of tech. That's it. You got a bunch of technology, which is really only being used to enslave you. So it's really not even a big bonus. You're sicker than you've ever been. It's through. It's all the way through.
The world is more fucked up than it's ever been.
But the flattery is you believe in your mind that you've led the world towards utopia. Oh yeah, and if and this is the biggest ignorance that Edomites have. They believe that if Edomites were to disappear, the world would just collapse in on itself, and everyone would not know what to eat and just die.
I tell you what, though, the earth would be greener. It would be greener.
That's their mind. Their mentality is that they're that important, that they're so far and up and above everyone else. Yeah, that anything good that this earth can produce is reliant on them.
Bro,
they're the savior.
Life has always existed. Whether the advancements in technology, whatever, it's always existed. Whether the technology or little technology.
The idea, and this is the arrogance of it. Let's talk about that arrogance of it. The Bible tells you all knowledge and wisdom coming from the Heavenly Father. So it don't come from any one particular man. So even if a man invented something, the man himself ultimately can't take all the credit because where does an invention come from? It's inspiration, which means it's really something that comes from the Most High. The Most High put it in you, to bring that forth because it's of His creation, really, and His knowledge and wisdom. So to think, to think here that if you weren't here, we couldn't, we would be ooga boogering around the place. Yeah, that's again another form of arrogance and flattery. And you're disconnecting the Most High.
Well, you need to speak about the skyscrapers, right? The Tower of Babel was an old thing that man did. You know? So it's not like you're the only one that's capable of doing these things.
Yeah.
It's been done in the
past.
They had high level technology.
They had high level technology during the flood. Yeah. They had technology back then. But it didn't help them. And just like it's not going to help you now.
Even now, so okay, you got an iPhone, but man don't even, you got 10-year-olds killing themselves.
Yeah, man. Man end up like Kira, man. You're fucked up and walked into some.
If you ask the average Edomite, right, their viewpoint of the so-called white people is they're the most virtuous people on the planet, which is not true. But that's the flattery that they that's why they're on Twitter just trying to shit on everyone else.
Even if you look at the statue of Daniel, it had gold. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It had like. It's like if you look at the empires and the rulership, all that increased was the military might and tech, like in that regard. But in terms of like let's say quality of beauty of the kingdoms, bro. Like if you get to the end of it, it's part of iron, part of clay. But then if you go back to Babylon, the hanging gardens of Babylon and all this and it was more beautiful than this shit.
Well, that's why they call them the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah.
Esau ain't doing nothing that's wonderful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're all ancient things.
So the only thing that's wonderful is, man, it's like how wicked are you? Like something it makes you wonder, like it's shit. Like
Esau's like trying to create the biggest armies and shit.
Yeah.
What the fucking shit he's doing.
he's a mad scientist, man.
He's destroying things.
But listen, man, everyone's gonna do a building and stuff.
He's like,
But you measure it by righteousness.
Yeah.
Your kingdom is not righteous, it's corrupt. It's known to be corrupt. It's known to that justice doesn't appear in this place, man.
it's like, yeah, you industrialize these things that are done on old time, but it's the same bricks and mortar. These men have been using from fucking limestone. You know, they were using that
And
for
it's
time.
not you. It's not you, bro. And that's what I'm trying to fly with, bro. It's people. Bro, things have happened. Like someone in China can invent something, man would take that and run with it. The world itself is moving forward. The reason America was at the head of ingenuity is because they could take the brain drain, they could take the brightest and the best from other places and bring them. The German scientists that came over to the US here, paperclip, they were from fucking Germany.
Mind their business.
Why you so look at China over there now, bro? I was watching something about the engineering in China, and I was like, yo, these men are doing some shit over there.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because they're people too. You give people money, they can run with some shit.
But so like,
What's
what's
special?
the propaganda? Oh, they're just stealing all our tech.
Yeah,
That's why you're behind.
I know
Jake's in Africa are making generators from trash.
yeah, like, no, you give man in Africa money and prestige. You think the man would be inventing things, and the people are people because it's all of the Most High. If the Most High want people to progress, they'll progress in certain ways. But the most important thing is the spiritual foundation, which is in the scriptures.
The Lord said, I created the smith. Like,
Yeah, the blood of the coals, bro.
yeah. This is a quick one. This is Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth from over it basis of men.
Now, when you hear the word basis, the word there, base, means the guy that's at the bottom. At one point, Esau was at the bottom. And that's another thing they want to be ignorant at. You weren't always in supremacy in the earth. At one point, you was the guy that man would look at and go, hey, just like them goofy Ethiopians, yeah? You wouldn't think that at one point them man were ruling the world. They came from nowhere. Now, the basis of men is going to rule again. Because who's the basis of men now? Jake, we're the guys that's at the bottom of the whole fucking thing. If you was to have a poll in the world and say, who do you think could be the next rulers of the earth? Ain't nobody. Ain't no, it was like, nah, not them niggas. But it is. Because the Lord has that power. He has the power to take a people and bring them from the bottom to the top. The same way he has the power to take a people from the top and put them in a pit. Looking dusty and crusty. And you're like, damn, homie. In high school, you was the man.
What happened, son?
Anyone, that's in the book of Job. Let me get that. Anyone, any people, no matter who you are, what technology you have, or how great you think you are, the Most High can have you in a pit, yeah, boogering.
A lot of people's only reference of Ethiopia is bloody lively. Posh Yoko bellies, flies around their face and shit.
That could happen to anyone. That happened to us. At one point, we were at the height of the world. The peak of existence was Jake. Now we're world star hip hop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just like bro was saying about the Ethiopians with fires and shit, man. Look, he was braiding bushes at one time. Picking gnats out of fucking vaginas and all kinds of shit. Like,
that's crazy.
Wearing fucking clothes till they fall off.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they won't accept that at one point they weren't in that group.
Them might still wear fucking holes in their boxes and shit. No, but like, it could be any nation, man. These Ethiopians weren't always like that.
Yeah.
But that's what the condition they're in now because the most
Oh, the Persians. At one point, they had a great empire.
Yeah, nobody's on the very great.
Now, they're spooky.
127 provinces.
getting bullied. You know what I mean? He's just going around there, going when he feels like goes in there. I'm gonna go into Iraq this year. It goes there, fucks up shit, takes your shit, and then leaves you for another 10 years.
Bro,
you're trying to piece things together.
Like obviously, Jake, talk, the pyramids, all of that. But like, there's like documentaries on the storehouse that was built by Joseph. When you know, the 7 years of famine.
Yeah, how the fuck they survived that?
And
No
bro,
technology.
when you actually see the layout of it, when you see there's actually certain, you know, investigation they've done.
Wisdom there, bro.
Yeah, this is like, bro, it was like they had like whole like deep ditches, containers, and even where they had like this dispensers where you go to a booth and it will come like they will pour it down and it's, you know, a certain portion. There was booths where people would actually go.
Yeah, but
because people think people was on the line.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the difference. Esau did a thing here where he made it look like anything that is ancient was dusty and broke down.
Yeah.
But that's not true. Anything can look dusty and broke down once it's dusty and broke down. If you go back to when it was built, like if you go back to probably one of them ancient cities, but the picture was probably looking bad as hell.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know because it's broken down. You could go, like we was talking about London. You could have you ever seen, you could go into any like flipping project here. When they first built it, the shit looked great.
Yeah.
25 years later, it looks broke down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're like,
You know, good example.
anywhere.
You know, some of those not necessarily the high-rise estates in London, but some of, let's say, the mid-rise estates where you look at them and on the outside it looks broke, but actually at that time it was like that type of Art Deco look, that Art Deco
It
feel.
was bang.
And those yards are to this day expensive, you know.
Yeah, I got this. Let me read this real quick, man. This is Job 12. Job 12 and 13. It says, with him is wisdom and strength. Right? Wisdom cometh from the heavenly Father, man. Strength comes from the heavenly Father. He have counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. So you could be proud, but as a man, right? If the Lord break you down, and if you want to keep you down, you stay down. He don't care who you are. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening. So if the Lord put a curse on you, that's it. Just like the tree where the Lord said, "Oh, that tree ain't gonna bear no fruit again."
Yeah.
You're cooked. No matter who you are, that's why you gotta stay humble, eh? Yeah.
You'll never have an idea, you know, to do anything.
That's why you gotta stay humble, eh?
Times they cannot pass.
It says, "Behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up." Yeah. Listen, if the Lord wanted there to be a drought here and it's gonna rain in your land, there will be a drought. And Esau can try and overdo it with technology. We saw how that worked with the Egyptians. Yeah, they tried. Yeah. If the Lord's power trumps anything that you could think you could deal with.
Well, check this. Check modern day now, then, right? Because we got all this technology, right? We've got plumbing, the sewage, and we've got Thames Water managing the water. That's all going to shit.
Yeah, but
That technology's fading. The whole thing's fading, right? So, not technology doesn't mean nothing in the face of the Heavenly Father, because he can still make shit happen, man.
yeah,
You ain't gonna save the world because you
well,
got this
what's
technology.
Thames Water gonna do if there's a drought? When there's a drought, it's a drought. There's just no water. Yeah, you can't manifest water out of thin air. It won't be done.
Yeah.
So the technology only works as far as it rains.
Yeah. Well, just sorry, just to mention a quick point. Then after it says here, it's a big sentence. It says at the entrance to this conference, as we described, there was 40 small cubicles, each just the right size to hold a single person who could administer the receipt of payment from people coming to purchase grain. Like people just feel like there were just stones everywhere. And then some guy pulled out his pouch, gave him gold, and then you just go to the back and line somewhere.
Some
You might get
shit
robbed.
next to it.
Yeah, donkeys doing the shit next to it.
But that looks better than waiting at the post office.
Come on,
You know what I'm
if
saying?
you see it, bro, it's like there's actually like
Check out six.
like deep there's like actually deep like ditches and stuff where
See if it's on the camera.
Yeah, but it's hard for you to. Normally, what they have to do is restore it
yeah
because it's hard for people to understand when they see ruins that it looked like
Yeah,
good. Looked good.
Clean,
But it's like I say, it's no different to now. If you ruin the best city today,
corn in there.
in the future, man, wouldn't really be able to understand that at one point that looked good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like the pyramids, they said that the pyramids were covered in white marble. Them shits was shining in the sun. Now it just looks dusty. It looks brought down. The natives in the Americas had great cities.
Great cities.
Now the jungle came and took the city
Yeah,
and broke it down, and it looked like
Yeah.
them man were ooga boogering.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah, like, they had technology using copper.
Yeah.
That they could be earthquake proof their buildings, but their buildings, their Esau came, stole the copper, and that's one of the reasons the buildings started breaking down.
Yeah.
Because he took the copper, but the copper was there to tremor proof the fucking building, right?
Even Italy, certain museums that still stand, they have like a lime scale. It's basically like 3 different like ingredients, whereby if the building gets a crack and it rains, it would actually temporarily melt and reseal the crack.
That's
It was self-healing and
Bro,
shit.
they had tech. They
These
had
people
tech.
out- again, the niggas that like it was just a fucking, I don't know, just we're all eating grass. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah, but that's because that pushes the evolution.
yeah, it does.
That pushes it. But we already broke down that there's no such thing as the Stone Age. Because Cain and them man were dealing with metallurgy back then.
Yeah.
So there was never anything as called the Stone Age. Esau invented that.
Wisdom is localized, man. Different spaces.
So anyway, this one goes into right, and it says also he sendeth them out and they overturned the earth. If the Lord wanted to, this is what you gotta understand about technology. If the Lord said right now tonight, you know what, man, I'm flooding the whole earth. So the waters of the deep opened up, yeah, and water just started coming from all over the spot, yeah. Man, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
You realize that your mobile phone, your BMW, your airplane, your boats, there is no technology that man possesses right now that would save you. If the waters, all of us, imagine the earth just opened up over there, yeah, and big fissures of water just started rising up out of the earth right now. Well, you better be Aquaman because you're cooked, man. London's cooked.
These men were scared when solar flares start happening, bro. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, the infrastructure.
Bro, certain catastrophes, yeah, like when the tsunami hit in Japan, they had technology. Bro, when a big wave of water is sweeping through, there's not really nothing you can do. Like, and this is the arrogance of man, but Esau's got people gassed.
This is why I hate that fucking demon Ferrari.
Ferrari, yeah,
I hate
exactly.
that demon.
Bro, if the Lord wanted to, yeah, sweeping the earth of people wouldn't even be would be gone by like tomorrow. If the Lord just said, you know what, man, just open up the oceans, yeah, and just let water just sweep off the whole land.
These men are lucky they're covenant with me.
What? Because you got a Bugatti, you think that's gonna?
I run the Titano.
Bro, even if you're in a boat, you would be dead.
Yeah,
The currents and all kind of crazy shit, bro, you'd be fucked.
You see some of those waves, man. You see them fishermen.
Bro,
You feel me?
That's why it's a hard man's job, man. To get fish, it's a hard man's job.
bro. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Because really, the Lord is always the ones pulling the strings. Even with Esau, Edom. See, what Edom don't understand, yeah, is that he's a puppet for the Lord. So even though he's playing the role of the villain, he's doing all he's doing. Everything he's doing is leading to his own destruction, which makes him the fool. Looking back on it, you know, hindsight. They always say hindsight is 2020, right? Looking back at it, man, would be like, right, you know what? Yeah, this fucker just fulfilled prophecy. Like, why did he do it? That man's a really, you know, obviously man will know it was the Most High, but think about it.
Yeah,
Esau is actually like, imagine you read a book, yeah, and the book's like, you're gonna do this, and then die. Yeah. The common sense thing would be like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. But Esau's doing it, you know.
It shows the power of the Lord.
Which shows you the power of the Lord, that he thinks he's rebelling against the Lord, but he's actually doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
That's why he said to die pride and blinded.
He's pride, he's arrogance.
You know what was a good depiction of that in the movie Knowing? Where it's like the woman, she had grown up being told, yeah, you're going to die on this day, you're going to die on this day. And then she was trying to do everything to stop herself dying on that day. And then by doing those things, she ended up dying.
So that's why it says the deceived and the deceiver are his. He leadeth counselors away spoiled and maketh the judges fools. Bro, every people in history had their mans that were like, when they were winning, dog. When the Persians was winning, they was winning. When the Medes were winning, they were winning, and man's giving you counsel and everything just working, yeah. And then towards the end, they were just making bad decisions. Like, what's going on?
Bro, that's why the scripture saying Obadiah that he take it with demon. Everything's just not going right.
Why?
Bro, the last ruler, I believe, of the Assyrians, Sardanapalus. You go and read about him. He was a freak. He was bro. They said he was so soft that his beauty was that of above a woman. Like he used to pedicure the shit out of himself. That he's like a girl on the front.
That's what it takes. You
Yeah.
had some staunch leaders that the Most High set out to bring this kingdom in,
Yeah.
and then towards the enemy, man, just bring up the softness.
Ancient empires.
Because your man
Yeah.
ain't prepared.
Yeah. Even like earlier, I was just randomly reading a little excerpt of one of the Ottoman Empire rulers in the 11th century. He used to just love women that was just like morbidly obese. Like he used to just love them.
So that's nothing. All this fetish thing ain't nothing.
Yeah,
new.
yeah, even that.
More
Basically,
demonic.
if you read the story, he was the guy's party all the time, and decadence. And it got bad. His own mother agreed in him being assassinated. Like, no, just kill this nigga. He's fucking taking pictures. He's a freak, basically, of the throne.
Yeah, like
Abraham the first or something. He was a freak, bro.
everyone thinks they're smart until they're not smart.
Yeah.
It's just Esau. That's why the Bible says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Everyone thinks it won't end.
Yeah.
The
Esau thinks, this is what I need to do to bring him a new world order. So I need to do this, do that. Esau's destroying his own society. He's destroying his own society to thinking he's going to bring in a new version. When all you're doing is just destroying society. And then the Lord's going to turn up here and cook you. And then there's going to be our kingdom next. But if Esau really was this angelic being, he'd just be like, you know what, man, let me just forget the new world order. I don't need it. Let me just do my thing.
Because he doesn't need it. He's in all this shit.
But he's stuck on stupid. But this is it. He leadeth counsels away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bonds of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle. So you could take one king who's been under the cosh, and free him from that. And now man's in a supreme position.
Yes.
Or it says there, he leadeth princes away spoiled. So one day you're a prince in your castle, you got everything going your way, and the next day, bro, man's a whipping you, and your sister and your mother, and your sister, your mother, and your wife is a harlot. That's why when you go back to the original, where it speaks about your wife shall be a harlot in the street, that's because when you get conquered, bro, the mans that conquer you don't give a damn. So when that man come and conquer you, like you don't have a wife no more. You got she belongs to them, so they will come and that happens. Well, we wonder that happens. It happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens.
Your man will come into your village or whatever, and they will kill you or enslave you, and then they will take your wife, who was your precious wife, and she now has to go work the streets. This is what happens when you get conquered as a people. Your women can become basically playthings for other men. This is what the scripture's telling you, that can happen to anyone. No matter who you think you are, like you mentioned, Gaddafi. Another one, Mussolini. Him and his wife are wet. And you know his wife was proud because when your husband's a fucking dictator, you know she was just walking around like
being a bitch,
just being an A1 10th degree bitch. Because obviously you talk to her the wrong way, Mussolini's gonna have you dealt with. Oh, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Everyone knows that. You know, when the gal got a gunman for a man, she just does the most, right? Yeah, but guess what? That day came where they were dealt with like dogs. And the images are still there. That man killed both of them. They didn't even spare her. That's how you know she was a demon. They took both of them and filled them up full of bullets, closed casket. Shame. Imagine the shame. That's their lasting memory. They went from being these glorified untouchables to just dead like dogs. Fill them full of bullets. That can happen to anyone, and it's going to happen to Esau. They're going to go from these elites that are living the high life, the highest life you can get in this world, to guys that are just dirty and stink in a pit.
I saw Satan fall from heaven.
Lightning. And there's always a thing where anytime a man's on top of his game, they never believe they can go back down. Because it's the last thing in your mind that you could, You see what happened to Liverpool?
Yeah.
They were on top of the world, mate.
Yeah. Well, Antiochus Epiphanes, man.
Yeah.
He stunk so bad. They're like, man, I don't want to hold this stretcher, man. Like, his
Yeah,
guts is rotted. They're
Yeah,
like,
sad, though.
fuck this nigga, man. I don't wanna...
But even with that example, I'm sure Antiochus isn't that most I can change things whenever you feel like, right? Because I'm sure he got taken away to Rome
Yeah.
to begin with,
Yeah,
right? Like when the
exactly.
priest is taken away, innit? But he ended up being the ruler of the empire, eventually. You know what I'm saying? Most I can do that. He just switch it around. But he went outside.
Yeah.
He went outside at the end of that.
Antiochus Epiphanes means God manifest. Like, yeah, I mean, like, no, sorry. That the latter part of his name, Epiphanes, means God manifest. He thought, the scripture says he thought he could count the stars of heaven. Which shows you it's the same people coming back. Back then, he thought he could literally count the stars.
That's cool.
You know what I
That's
mean?
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It says that.
That was on LSD.
He probably high as shit, man. You know what I mean? Even Hitler was high as shit. He probably had
And this arrogance here that denies this. You got all these goofy Christians. Well, we're Christian people. Bro, you guys are not humble. You don't believe in the Most High. You believe in yourselves. You believe in your own glory, and your own ability. You're not humble to the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and that's your downfall. That's what's going to lead you to your own destruction, your own arrogance, your own. That's why the Bible says what? Pride coming before a fall, because usually people normally, pride works like once you get to that peak pride, that's when you go down.
Yeah.
And right now, Esau is at peak pride.
Like,
right
that's the only way you can go is down.
The only way, because your own arrogance will lead to you doing the same shit that needs for you to go down. Your own arrogance, because if you weren't arrogant and if you were humble, you wouldn't be going down right now. You do a reverse, you're like, okay, no, hey, listen.
And the Lord said the meek.
The meek, that's why it says that. Because when you get peak humility, that's when you're ready to be brought up.
You know, that's like writing on the wall. That, they was there all proud of shit, eating burgers, getting drunk, and then that night they had to go.
Now imagine, that's like someone pulled a rug
Yeah.
from underneath you, and that's what the scripture says. Surely the Lord have set them in slippery places, bro. And you know how that must feel to go from. There's probably nothing worse, to go from excellence and the height,
That's why people kill themselves. Like 2008, the crash. They jumped, right? Like,
It's like lightning. It was like happened quick for them.
Death by cop and all that.
if you jump, it's gonna be like.
Oh, you ever seen them programs like a millionaire or something, and you'll get caught for murder. And man, just when you see the moment and he realizes that he's gonna go to jail, he's like, man, my life is over.
Well, that's what happened
Precept on that.
once with that guy in the court case. Blew his brains out in the court.
Might as well.
This is Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity, there is forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no remembrance of prosperity.
There you go.
What verse is that?
25.
Oh yeah, okay. We should read on.
Carry on, yeah. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his way.
It's easy, and Esau got it coming. It's easy for the Lord to mess your shit up, man, and put you in your position, which is down. You know.
Says
It's already happening, man. The wheels are in motion. Right? Like I said, man, when I watched that and said, bro, because I used to hear people talk about the boomers, and the boomers look down on the younger generation.
Yeah.
The boomers don't realize, like most boomers don't realize that how blessed they were. That you had an easy run.
Oh, great.
Bro, man could just go uni, get any degree, and man gone clear. You know what I'm saying? Any degree, man get any job. Man's getting a random factory job. Like today, imagine a man getting a random factory job and you're buying a house. Like, I spoke to one guy today. He was a cab driver, and he was like, "Yeah, back in the day, I bought my house. It was 64 grand, you know." And he said in a year after he bought it, it went up to 120 grand. And he said, if I'd have kept that house until now, I'd be a millionaire. Like, which is a lot of boomers that they're sitting on houses that they bought for like nothing. And now the house is worth $1 million. That's not even a joke. There's bare boomers that sitting on houses right now. There's man that's got houses down West London that they bought them house for dirt cheap. And them houses are worth £1 million now. And they're looking at the youth guy, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You just gotta go out there and work hard. I did it. It's like, no, bro. The boom, that generation, yeah, had life on easy mode.
They're completely disconnected to the realities of what it is now.
Yeah.
So one of the things that they say is like, well, our mortgage rates were 13% when I bought, and people are like, yeah, but your yard didn't cost anything either. 6% on a 7, 8, because I posed it in the chat. I did a thought experiment. If you had 100 grand in cash and 100 grand salary, you still can't buy a house in London.
No, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're 100% cooked. That's how you know that we're at the end of this man's kingdom, because the good times, they've happened. And that's why Trump got in talking about bringing back the golden age, because he was trying to sell the nostalgia, man. He was selling the nostalgia. Yeah, that golden age. We're gonna go back, and bro, there ain't gonna be no that boomer generation. Listen, man, just take that. Yeah, because it ain't happening again. Yeah. This is the end now. They're gonna this thing get.
It's like if I can add though as well, because I remember you spoke about this a couple of months back, about this idea of the value of property, right? Right now, these houses may be worth $1.5 million on paper, right? But if everyone tries to sell and no one's buying,
no one can afford it.
All of a sudden it's not worth that much anymore. And if that is, because once again, that thought experiment, one, it's like what percentage of the population earn that? Then even more so, what percentage of the population has that kind of money in savings? So if no one can buy houses in London, how are the houses worth $1 million? If no one can buy them,
it's pure international investment.
Yeah, it's like BlackRock come buy it.
Yeah, the big companies are buying it up. So we've already seen that this place is cooked, bro. This place is cooked because you've had what was the boomer generation, the 50s, the roar. Did they call it the roaring 50s?
It was a bit later, I think. Maybe
50s, 60s.
The roaring was a different.
Or maybe so, but the 50s, 60s, 70s, that was it. That was the best of times and the worst of times. It's the best of times, man.
It says I got it. Baby boomers, the generation is often defined as people who were born from 1946 to 64.
Yeah.
So then
it led on to
so their
70s,
their prime was the 70s, 80s.
And now if you're born in like after the 90s, bro, you're absolutely cooked. That's the first man that started getting these degrees and they were worthless. The first man that's struggling to move out of their parents' homes.
Yeah. People have master's degrees, being baristas, man. Yeah. Which a job's a job, but it's just like when you were told to spend exorbitant amounts of money.
You're a fucking barista with debt.
Exactly.
Wow. You know what I mean? Like she's wasted.
Yeah. And all these people just retired on cruises.
Yeah.
They're just living out the rest of their life. Meanwhile, their grandchildren are doomed.
This is James chapter 5 and 1 on his elites. It said, but obviously it's like when these elites go down, this whole system goes down. Basically, everyone who's comfortable here is going down too, essentially. Especially people who put their trust in certain riches. James 5 and 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and you shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Your whole financial and economic system is corrupt. It's based upon oppression. That's the whole thing is corrupt beyond reason. Right? And this is your legacy. It's all you're doing too. Pookie didn't come up with this economic system, yeah? Trickle down economics. Man are taking the piss. I was watching one thing and it was breaking down. Basically, we're in the era of the robber barons have returned. Because you go back to America in the beginning, you had the robber barons that just like Rockefeller and these guys. And these guys have owned everything. That's why, and they didn't like that. So they got rid of the robber barons. But really, what they've done in the tech era is the robber barons have come back. But they've been rebranded as these saviors.
Yeah.
These tech bros.
Yeah.
Yeah. That are actually personalities now. People worship. Whereas people hated the rubber barons before. Now men love these guys. They love Zuckerberg and Elon Musk and these guys. The neo rubber barons, man. This is the same oppressive system just come back. Repackaged. And now you need to beg for a job in Amazon, and the job in Amazon, you gotta get EBT to survive. Meanwhile,
Jobs in Amazon temporary as well.
temp
Working mainly.
and they're in the process of bringing in robots to replace you any damn way.
It's temporary. You got there for a temporary contract.
It says more. James says it says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down the fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, higheth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
This brother was saying about what is it, 500,000 is the estimate of the value that each
Yeah.
employee brings to the company.
Yeah.
But then it might only give you like 30 grand of that.
Bro, even that you have to fight for, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's insane.
It's
And
insane.
then when they got rid of the unions and a lot, they like in the UK, once they like destroyed the unions, that was like, what's her name, Thatcher. It was really the Thatcher era. The Iron Maiden, when she sold off all of the public works and privatized them. And look what they're doing now. They're now having to turn around now and renationalize all these industries that the private sector fucked up and released all the money. The Network Rail is I didn't even know that. I only found out. Did you know that?
So,
That Network Rail, they're actually nationalizing the whole Network Rail.
I heard something.
The whole
Right.
Network Rail is being nationalized again. So these men just took all the profits, ran, drove those companies into the dirt, and now the government's gonna have to come in and nationalize them.
Yeah.
And they're living in Monaco, blood, before that money. This is the bullshit, blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Thatcher, the Iron Maiden
Universally hated.
destroyed these, but then they'll blame the immigrants.
Yeah, that's a
But
good point.
the last time, Thatcher ain't no immigrant, bro.
Yeah.
She's one of yours.
Yeah.
She's one of yours, mate. Our kid, you know what I mean?
Got
Fakeness.
yeah. Yeah. The elder from Hawaii, shalom to everyone. Yeah, says America's golden age was the 1950s, right? The 1950s is called America's golden age, golden decade, due to an unprecedented post-World War II economic boom leading to widespread prosperity, booming industries, cars, consumer goods, right? The rise of suburbs.
Motown.
Yeah.
Motown, Motor City.
Yeah.
Because after war and destruction, you
Gotta
need people to
rebuild.
spend. You actually need them.
And they were unscathed. America was unscathed
Especially in
from the
Destruction.
yeah. So they were just ahead of everyone else.
Mhm. Yep. So the rise of suburbs and the middle class.
I'm glad you said that. So the middle class that remember before that there was no middle class, and I got a little video I got coming up. A guy actually broke it down. He said there really is no middle class. There's only the elites and everyone else, but the middle class is a fabrication. But through that era in the 50s, they were able to make it look like, oh, there's a middle class. But the middle class was still wage slaves. They're still wage slaves. They're just wage slaves that were doing better than everyone else. Yeah. But this is where the whole idea of America's great coming from, because you had this large middle class that was created during the 50s. What's been destroyed? The middle class, your ability to be middle class is being destroyed by the minute. And then Trump is telling you, I'm going to bring back the jobs. But then jobs ain't coming back.
There's a situation that's going on right now is that where the lower class are angry at the middle class and the upper class, want to destroy the middle class. It's like the middle class is going to be gone. Yeah. But they've been focused on because no one's attacking the rich.
Well, usually,
but the middle class are being attacked
Well,
constantly from the
usually when people talk about rich people, they're not talking about rich people.
No.
They're talking about the middle class.
Yeah.
Because people think someone on 100K is rich or 150K. That's not a rich person. That's middle class. But that's when people think of middle class, that's what they're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what you've made to think.
And they're being stuffed, they're being destroyed as we speak, man. And it's
empathy.
yeah. And if you're starting off now as a youth, you ain't forget about becoming middle class, bro. You're gonna listen, blood, OnlyFans or whatever you need to do, blood. Yeah, you're gonna be cut. You'll be lucky to earn over like 35K.
Bro, it's funny. It's basically going to what makes you the middle class. Obviously, these figures are outdated, but there's a time where um, earning between £25,000 to £60,000, £60,000, £60,000 made you middle class.
Is that in the American?
No. I was just
Now.
no.
Just before.
This was like back in the 90s.
But remember,
But this is outdated.
yeah, but we remember we did that thought experiment
Yeah.
where it's like, because you hear certain of your family members will be like, from a certain era, they'll be like, yeah, 30K, whatever, what have you. That's because 30K that they
Yeah.
were making back then
Well, 30K,
is like 50 or 60K
Yeah,
now, right? In terms of purchasing power. And that's what you're talking about the disconnect that certain adults have.
In their mind,
Because they're like, well, I was doing this, on a lot less. So they can't understand that once again, actually, you can't just go out and buy a house anymore. Those days are longer.
It's a high health.
Unless now the only way you could be winning is if you can earn good money and remote work. Because then now you're not tired to living in some hyperinflated city.
But this is it. They're changing a lot of, they're proposing a lot of immigration rule changes. Different countries already have it. America already has it. This idea of global tax, right? So they're noticing, because that's one of the things that the England's noticing. You're getting a large brain drain
To Dubai.
to go to Dubai. So there are conversations, there are talks of a global tax, basically, of, okay, you go to Dubai, we're still going to tax you,
Saying, Gary, you will never escape.
Yeah.
That's what he's set up to do.
Yeah.
He's there set up to do. Really, like ultimately, they're going to use those tools against the middle class.
Yeah, because these don't get affected.
Nah. Because they've got ways to not pay tax.
Well, they own shit. This is
Yeah.
different. They're not wage slaves. Like Elon Musk is not a wage slave. He doesn't live off a wage. I got a good the way the person did the video, man broke it down. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's right. There is no middle class, really. It's still there's wage slaves and then there's the elites.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, man. Because he said basically, if you he was saying basically, if you can't leave your job, like basically lose your salary and then still maintain yourself and pay for other people, because that's how he did it. He goes, you're an elite when you can have other people working for you. You don't need a salary, and people rely on you for a salary. Most middle class people, without their salary, they're cooked.
Yeah.
They're cooked.
But what we talk about, though, it's like, a lot of these people that are around us are in pain. They won't show you. They'll still drive their big whips. They'll still, be in their yard. It's Christmas time. The whole family's gonna come to their yard or whatever. They're cooked. They're cooked. Well, did I share it? There was something that basically said most of the purchasing for Black Friday was done with credit.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Chicken and chips, man.
Bro,
That's all you need to know.
£2.50 a month for that.
ClearPay.
You could actually go on the app.
ClearPay, blood. You know them ones.
I've got a precept. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
And then they want Trump to. This was the biggest scam. Trump is the biggest scam because Trump is there to tell these Edomites what they want to hear, but especially these right wingers. But in reality, he's just bringing in the technocracy, man. And he was never going to bring back the jobs of the manufacturing. Now he's talking about how he's going to get rid of the income tax using tariffs. But I thought the whole point of the tariffs was to bring the manufacturing back so you wouldn't need tax. So it's all confusion. No, the jobs are not coming back. Life is not going to become easier for you to live. No, it's not. Like, that's not the point.
The whole thing is to move you on a universal basic income.
Yeah. That's what it's going to come down to. You're going to all end up on EBT.
Tender.
And the thing is, it's like talking about the jobs. You ain't got the work ethic of people overseas, man. I was reading something was going into how, like, yeah, because I'm saying I was going into like how certain Chinese companies, they're trying to expand, right? So they're trying to bring in like global talent. But one of the things they're just experiencing is like, they're like, bro, these men don't work. They don't work.
They're over entitled.
Yeah.
It's cooked.
This will go for Isaiah 24, from 7. The new wine mourners, the vine languishes, all the merry-hearted do sigh.
Listen, America is
It's lost its shine.
is gonna go down, and the only thing these men are dealing with is hopium. There's hopium. Nah, it's not getting better. Like, don't lie to yourselves. It's not gonna get no better. It's gonna be shrinkflation, inflation all the way, baby. Right? The elites are gonna continue to squeeze and to squeeze and to squeeze and to tax and to take, and they're gonna get you man fighting each other and beefing and distracting you. But that because these people are demons. That's the only thing they know how to do is oppress. They don't know how to make the people feel good. Like they did that. Well, they did it during the boomer era, and then they said, "Fuck that, fuck you. We're taking all of that away." And believe you me, it's in their power to do the whole boomer thing.
Well, they spend $800-900 billion a year on the Department of War.
They don't want you to have no golden age, because the golden age was a ploy. Really, they want you to suffer. They want you to be dependent on they take joy in that.
Yeah, because on what you're saying then, because that helps once again bring the division between old and young as well.
Yeah,
but once again, these old people, they just don't understand this concept.
Sorry, I'm going back to the whole, racism thing from earlier, right? It's like the elites think there's something completely different to rest of the Edomites, man.
Talking about this.
Right? The Esau, them elites think there's something completely different to you, man. They look down on you on another level, man.
Yeah, they don't rate you.
No,
They don't. Trump don't rate you. Trump looks at you. These men actually think that people like Trump look at everyday bacon Edomite Americans as the same. They know he looks down on you.
I
Man.
mean, the same way these Edomites have been made to look upon us a certain way. These elites got even further indignation against you, bro.
They don't, listen, they don't. If they cared about you Edomites, you would all be boomers. They did it to you. They had you. What was that called? Occupy Wall Street. They had you out here protesting, bro. They took your jobs. Trump and his crew are the ones that sent the jobs to China. They didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They did it for the profits, bro.
I have this information here. It says having $1,000 in savings puts you ahead of a significant portion of Americans. As recent surveys show, around half of U.S. adults struggle to cover even a 1,000 emergency, with many having less than $500 or no savings at all.
Yeah.
While larger savings buffers like 3 to 6 month expenses is ideal, 1,000 provides a crucial first step for unexpected costs. So basically, they say half of Americans don't have 1,000 savings.
And that's why they don't get to enjoy the stock market and things of that nature. Because the stock market is only for the rich, and this is the fact.
The multipliers. You
The
think about
multipliers.
it. It's like if it was like 4% gain today, but if you put in £100,
Yeah,
like what's that? But if you put in a milli, which is what these men are doing at the top.
Bro, 8 million people in Britain don't have 1,000 savings.
Yeah,
I'm one of them.
I'm one.
Bro, it gets like that, bro.
Bro, people on good salaries don't have savings.
Good salary.
They're living paycheck to paycheck because
Paycheck
the
to
mortgage
paycheck,
or
bro.
whatever is killing them.
Bro, salute, bro.
It's
Bro, salute.
hell.
That's why when people, for me, like I always find it funny. Like, obviously, being Ghanaian, there's a lot of the migrants that come from Ghana, and they think next week I'm gonna come and buy a car and all of that. and so every time I hear a family member or cousin coming over, I just be smiling.
Oh, you
Bro, the only man that's winning is the guy that
You're
come over
laughing.
here, live on the most minimum lifestyle, save up and go back for 3 months to live like a king, and then come back and do it all over again.
Bro, in London, bro, if you do not live with parents, you don't have no children, and you don't have no household, like if you don't live with your parents and that mortgage is paid off, and you barely have any household contributions,
Good old
you
time.
are cooked. Like if you have a child,
Extra cook.
you're extra
Seasons,
cooked.
man. You're
Seasons.
seasons.
Bro, slow roasted. Bro, like a chunky brisket with cheese, wild pickles on the side. It's that real.
but it ain't supposed to be like that, man. That's why
It's by design.
it's by design. And this is the thing. This is the thing. Like
You finished it?
yeah, you finished one.
As goes on to say, the mouth of tabrets ceases.
Yeah.
The noise of them that rejoice enders.
And that's something we notice as well, man. You know,
Oh, the
I'm
part
not-
of the
yeah, because I notice that sometimes, I work late and stuff like that. You know, the scenery, this whole party scene.
People can't afford it, bro. Bro, people used to that there was a glory days here when man had them credit cards rolling. And man would go out, yeah. And I used to think, what the fuck? People used to go out on a Friday night, yeah, and just spend 500 quid. But ain't no listen, bro. Nobody that's ran out. No. Bro, like if you don't go to Weatherspoons, bro, man might get a double JD and it's like a 10 of it.
But once again, those things are by design. Well, those things, because when you look at like a lot of these prices, the reason why the pub has to put it at that, they don't want to put it at that price because they know that putting the pint at that price, the punters ain't gonna come. But it's like they've got the hike in national insurance contributions, right? It's basically meant that it's harder for them. Then they've got licenses they got to pay for. Then they've got the tax on the alcohol. Then they've got almost tax if they want to play music, this, that, and the other, right? It's designed such that they are being driven out of business.
And even though there's new places always opening up, right? You find that these places open up and they don't really last very long. They change it to something else. Someone else has to buy it and they make it something else to try and give it another go. But it's
The nightlife, everyone's been saying the nightlife thing, bro. It's cooked. It's cooked, man. Man's are just going Tesco and getting a bottle,
And cook
pack. Go to the club card,
drink on the PlayStation with your brothers, man. You know what I mean? Like, drink.
in the play games.
Yeah, that's it. Man.
COVID was a big driver for that as well.
And
Because,
Brexit.
Yeah, because it basically taught a lot of people that actually you can just be at home and chill at home and this, that, and that. So then when they came back outside and everything was super expensive, they were just like, "Fuck this, man. We're gonna have a house party, man."
The joy of the harp ceases. They shall not drink wine with a song.
Now everyone's got anxiety. Everyone's been had anxiety. But now you're just getting drunk to try and hide your sorrows, man. Because like Britain, especially for a long time, is known for its party culture, being carefree. Now people just drinking in silence, man. That's lager. Like, they don't know what's going on. That team just conceded a last minute goal. Today is just an awesome fight. Today, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bro, there's nothing.
That's a house.
It's how it is out here, bro. But it's good. It's good. It's good. They can suffer, man.
Because this is the thing. In other parts of the world, right? You can even look at somewhere like China and other parts of the world, right? They've known pain recently. These Edomites ain't really known pain like that, man. And it's beautiful to watch them suffer, right? Because they're the ones that I've said just work harder, but now they're working, their daughters work, their sons working, and they're through.
Yeah, and then they look. Remember this dumb thing they're talking about the but if you've got a family of 5 and you're on benefits, you earn more money. And then when you look at the thing, it's like everyone has to be disabled.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Yeah,
It's propaganda.
I'm doing good, boy.
I'm like, all 5 of them kids could be disabled.
It's crazy because when I was coming to the camp, I saw one of them, like Elam inbred, and this guy had, the guy's head the size of like a fist. He just looked fucked up, man. Like, because over here in the UK, it's popular for them to inbred too much, too close, bro. It's actually a big thing.
There's once again showing you there's a reason why the Lord said not to do so.
Yeah, we need to lighten chariot fire, man. Can't have slaves like that.
Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
And listen, this is gonna get worse. 2020, we're coming up on 2026. They're gonna turn the screws even more. It's gonna get worse. right? And they're gonna gaslight you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
whoa, in the UK, they can't gaslight, man. Man already just know what time it is. But in America, Trump's gonna get on the news and tell you gas is down, gas is down, the prices is down. Meanwhile, all your shit's gonna be going up.
That's what UK lacks, isn't it? A charismatic character can just bullshit you in. Because Keir Starmer's dry as fuck.
Yeah.
And all the Rachel Reeves in the world, they know like, it's just boring as
Bro,
well. Because but Trump, he's the character.
Bro, he's gonna gaslight you. We're winning. We've done better than any other presidency. Gas is down. Meanwhile, you're gonna be dying at the petrol pump there. Right?
Sweating.
But they're gonna gaslight you. But trust me, things are gonna get worse. More people are gonna be losing jobs. They fired all those people from the public sector. They're gonna go into the private sector, bring those wages down, those salaries down as well. Bro, jobs are just gonna be losing all the time, losing. And they told everyone to be plumbers. Good luck with that. Listen, good luck. Because guess what? The more people now to become plumbers, you know what that does? If your value is being a plumber and an electrician. Yeah. So, because man don't even think about it. If everyone's just gonna do a trade, then what ends up happening is like the trades become less.
Situation.
And then it means you don't even need to call the plumber because you know how to do it yourself.
They're gonna be 2026 is gonna be a year of gaslighting. They're gonna gaslight the hell out of you. Yeah. Meanwhile, people are gonna be getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
Well, it's like when they give you official inflation numbers, and it's like, okay, they may say it's like 5%, but you know how much that pack of chicken used to cost.
And shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation sounds like a big one.
Is a real
It's a real thing.
bro.
You see it, mad as hell, bro.
Really, what man got to start doing is putting money together and wholesaling, bro. Brothers that's in camps. Like, really, what we got to start doing is going to the wholesalers and buy like a whole goat, blood.
Brothers got to get chest freezers. It's not exaggerating.
And start flipping.
I've been preaching and prophesying. Brothers don't listen. You need to do it, bro.
Because brothers got families
Got
and stuff
family,
to eat
bro.
in bulk. Like, man, have got to start shipping money together and buying in bulk
man.
because
Big
like,
difference.
yo, the markup is crazy.
Markup
Like,
is
if you
crazy.
just go, but that's what the JOO does.
Yeah.
They buy things in the bulk.
Bro, like you saw that time, like that's why when brothers go smokehouses get brisket, you're salty as
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You're like,
You know
bro,
how much
that
it costs.
slice is what?
Yeah.
We bought the whole thing 30, 40 pounds.
100%.
This is
gold, man.
Ecclesiastes.
I said chocolate.
Yeah,
What was it? Chocolate. Golden chocolate.
This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, right? And the grinders shall cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
You see that happening. More and more small businesses are going belly up, right? Then you got another situation where obviously it's not good to start up a new business right now. It's spooky, right? Then you got the situation where layoffs are happening and they're using AI as an excuse. But that's not the only thing that they're just laying off people. Yeah, to get the overheads out of the way. Yeah, and when you lay off those people are now looking for jobs. Yeah, it becomes a multiplier effect because they spend less money, which brings down the revenues of the other businesses, and also they're dragging down wages and salaries with them because now they're desperate to get their next job because most people that lose their job were only one paycheck away from going on the streets anyway. So now they're desperate. So they'll come in and take a pay cut to do anything.
And that still means they spend less money.
Yeah.
And then the one woman was breaking down. I posted the video.
You tax someone you can't working less.
Exactly. And they said like both ends of the spectrum now are dying. So the entry level jobs are dying and the experienced senior level jobs are dying. Yeah. So you got people on both ends of the job spectrum that are losing out right now. It's gonna get serious out here, man. They just announced over 1 million layoffs in America, man.
Because you know what it is as well. So when you look at, say, for instance, Silicon Valley, right? A lot of those companies, you go there, man, you could be pulling in $1 million a year, right? Now, how many jobs are really going to be paying you that much? That on a day-to-day basis. There was a guy who invented a thing called he was a main contributor to a language called TypeScript, which basically, if you you use a website or whatever, what have you, more than likely it was written in TypeScript. Microsoft let him go, more than likely because he cost too much, right? Now, when he's applying for another job, yeah, that other job ain't gonna be paying the Microsoft money, still taking a cut, but it's basically then will push down, putting down a trickle down effect where jobs that you serve out and out paid whatever number, they're all going, oh, there's a lot more people applying, so then they're offering less, right? And then the jobs that were below them, they're offering less. So basically, it's a rewriting, a restructuring of the of basically the job market. Same way, whereas like in tech, for instance, you had a load of jobs where it was remote because like people were like, look, man, you know, we need to get the best talent this, that, and the other. But now when it's like, oh, everyone needs a job, cool, we're going to start setting the terms again. So they're seeing the remote jobs starting to go. And so that's why I was like, for instance, you get a lot of people that left the city or wherever they were from, right, being like, yeah, I can just work remote, whatever, what have you. But then guess what? Now they're having to move back into the city. They can't afford it, or they've got to commute and they can't afford that. So it's just hell.
Yeah, Esau's not stupid, man. Esau knows exactly what all his what it's gonna do. And like I say, this whole push to AI, because everybody's on board with AI, right? The governments, everybody loves AI.
Or even in
You know?
football now, they're saying
Yeah.
the tactics they want to bring AI for penalties.
But you must know that if people are being removed from these jobs and they can't do it no more, and there's less jobs now, how are these governments going to get their taxes? They're going to pay for all these things that they prepared and all this other shit.
Yeah.
If AI is taking the jobs, because you can't tax AI. I mean,
So then you need a new system that's not based upon tax.
so they must know where that goes, right? And so that's why it's all about the UBI, man. They're going to have you doing basically nothing, man. They have to depend on taking this mark of the beast, right? And taking universal basic income, man.
The crisis is going to be a crisis. This place is going to end in crisis, man. And they're Trump and these guys are bringing it to that point while gaslighting you that they're not.
Yeah.
Like you're winning. There's no winning, bro, because it can't. There's only one way for this system to go.
One end, yeah. That's it.
And it says,
And if we can see it, you know, we're not even like the professionals in that world, the politicians, must be professionals. They understand all that shit about the economy, about all of that, and they don't understand. How can you believe that? That it's just accidental? No, this shit ain't accidental.
They push this idea of incompetence.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's not.
It's calculated demolition, man.
it says, this is back in Ecclesiastes 12:4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up with the voice of a bird.
Yeah, Amazon's taking, look, bro, the lot of shops, they're struggling, bro.
Oh, bro.
Because Amazon and Temu, it's just running the game right now. I ain't gonna lie, I'm using that Temu thing.
And you know what? Yeah, like especially, I could probably say within the last 5 years, especially, I didn't realize how ingrained like online purchasing of just daily shopping and the other packages you want. It's ingrained, bro.
Amazon is the way now.
Like, remember back in the day, you have to go on fucking eBay, Gumtree. Boss is not in good shape, man. I don't know. Like now, you can get your whole. You don't have to leave the house no more. Basically, you can get anything.
Nah, you don't. They're all built in. Everything now is running the grocery thing as well now.
Yeah.
So you could like the interoperability of the systems. Just Eat is doing groceries. Uber's doing groceries.
Yeah.
Like so, the interoperability of these systems is like a big tech overlord, right? That they're gonna do everything. And if you want a job, you're gonna have to do the delivery thing.
Yeah. Well, this is but the point was when the sound of
and even them Uber guys, like
they're hurt.
they're hurt.
They're taking more and more because they basically monopolize the whole
even
thing. So.
even black cabbies, they're pissed as shit.
Yeah, they're on the apps now. They have to be on the Get now.
Yeah. But then no, it's also the fact that people can't afford to go out.
Yeah.
So it's like because people can't afford to go out, where a lot of the big money was in the evening thing, like the Friday, Saturday night shift. I remember I was with one a cab driver. He was telling me he works 2 days a week. I think it was like Friday, Saturday. I think he said he made like 500 each day, man.
Friday's been. I've noticed it as well. That on a Friday, Thursday to Friday to Saturday, there's a massive downturn
Yeah.
in commuting. A lot of people don't go to the office on
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday, so London is kind of dead. And then you only get the odd few people that going into town, but it's not like it used to be.
Nah.
Man are not going down there like how they used to. You know what I mean? They were just going to like I said, to the local news agents and buying a couple E&J, and that's it. Bro.
like I was saying, like nowadays, like there's a lot more day parties, running clubs, get like game link ups, like all of that bar
Bro,
shit.
man are sitting there watching Kaiser that
Tyson that live streaming,
live
shit,
streaming. They're just sitting there watching these man live streams.
stream parties, or rants. You know, during the stream, just watching people talk, man.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
But then that has a knock-on effect on the economy,
It has a knock on
right? Because once again, if those people aren't out late, then the drivers then. So, for instance, you think about a drunk baker night. He just leaves the pub, he goes to the kebab shop, and he calls a cab to go home.
Yeah.
Now, if he's at home, then the pub's not getting money, nor is the cabbie, nor is the kebab shop.
which is why after the lockdown, what was a slogan?
Yeah,
Eat out to help out.
Yeah.
Basically,
That's crazy.
go. Yeah, it's crazy. But you remember
I remember, yeah.
they used to say basically
2 for 1s, bro.
like but then this way see Britain's a big like it's just a comedy skit. Like bro, you remember when that dude was in the news, yeah? Like it was in the pub. Oh mate, it's been a long time since I had my pub. A pint. He went like that would help the country out. Because basically they actually was encouraging like bro when the pubs got closed, the streets became paved with Golden Glen. Like the wild animals was all running out. Like everything was changed when the pubs closed, and people's business was crashing. So when they opened back up after the lockdown, they was encouraging people to actually just go and just do the same shit.
Yeah.
But people haven't ever gone back to that.
It's not going back to normal.
It's not the same.
They ain't got money because it is true. Work from home damaged the economy, man. Because that foot traffic is gone.
I got going back to the precept I had before. Job 12. Oh man, this is crazy, man. What was that? Right. It says, He leadeth counselors away spoiled, and maketh the judges fools. He looseth the bond of kings, and girdeth their loins with a girdle. He leadeth princes away spoiled, and overthroweth the mighty. And that's you either, man. Like right now, you are the mighty. Listen, it's true. When it comes to, the military, you Edomites are the strongest, but you're still going to be overthrown. And you wouldn't be the first. You wouldn't be the first militarily strong nation to go down. All right? It says, He removeth away the speech of the trusty and taketh away the understanding of the age. He poureth contempt upon princes and weakeneth the strength of the mighty. He discovereth deep things out of the darkness and bringeth out to light the shadow of death. He increaseth the nations and destroyeth them. He enlargeth the nations and straighteneth them again. He taketh away the heart of the chief of the people of the earth and causeth them to wander in a wilderness where there is no way. They grope in the dark without light, and then he maketh them to stagger like a drunkard. The Lord of can break your whole nation down and have you out here looking crazy. And that's ultimately what's going to happen. That you Edomites, there's going to be all you Edomite survivors. Look, you didn't get saved. You're actually going to remember the other side. You're going to remember the other side when you were like good. And you're going to be sitting in a pit, yeah, with a bunch of crazy jakes here like me, right? Doing the Azonto and just, you know what I mean? 2 bottles up, man. Two bottles of wine in each hand, yeah, just laughing and joking. Yeah, chasing my women about around the plantation, and you're just gonna be there down bad, yeah, pure dead relatives, just suffering, man. And you're gonna be like, raw, how did I get here? How did this happened. And it's like, yeah, we tried to tell you, bro, this was it. This
wasn't hard.
was it. You are at the end of your joyride. You're actually at the end of a good time for you, and now you're gonna go. It only gets bad from it. And I don't know, man. You Edomites, boy. It's so bad.
You know,
Slavery, bro. And it's not just slavery is one thing, because people like to call about slavery. Slavery is just when you make someone work. There's a difference between slavery and when you just want to punish a guy.
yeah.
Slavery is just someone working for you.
Yeah.
But we're not whipping you up here and just looking for a reason. Yeah? That's different. That's not slavery to me. That's punishment. And that's what you Edomite. So we're not just gonna wake up every day and go, as long as this Edomite does his work, everything's fine. No,
on you.
we're gonna psychologically break you down, bro. I'm gonna
Every day.
make things happen to you that's gonna mess your mind up.
Psyche
Mind up. But
You know?
for generations.
the scripture says it. That heart shall
Meditate terror.
terror, man.
Can I bring this up quick?
You ain't gonna know safety. You ain't gonna know hope, and you ain't gonna know safety, man. You never know.
It was a shell shock, man.
You never know when something crazy might happen, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You might be comfortable, and I just sell you to Chicago. That's it.
Yeah.
You're like looking at your brethren like, oh, bro, no hugs, no goodbye, you're gone. Bro.
Right, we go.
You gonna have it bad, man.
It's Revelation 18, verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. Yeah, this is what we're putting out in front of you, man. Your iniquities. You wanna, act like you ain't done nothing. Well,
Yeah, and beginning with America. America is a catalog of sin, man. From the very beginning. You guys at Matt Walsh, you could double down if you like.
good.
You could double down if you like. Oh, we Christian, and then you try and like rewrite history to make it look like the ends justified the means. Like, man, fuck America, man. America's known for porn and bugged out Ozempic looking fucking celebrities, bro. Like, what have you actually done for the world, man, except destroy it, bro? Anyone that copies American countries copying death.
Yeah.
You're talking about destroyed families. You're talking about you have to have a movement so grotesque here that men and women can't even stand each other, bro. You can't even put a man and a woman in a room and get them to talk here. It ends up being someone crashing out, bro.
Yeah.
You did that.
Yeah.
That's in your. You could go to China. That won't happen. You put 10 American women and 10 American men in a room with a microphone, yeah, and it's pure war. There might even be gunshots, bro. Gender war.
Have you not seen with the whole now there's an uptick in the balloon shit? You're hearing like the reasons people are giving. You're like, what?
It's mad. But this is American culture.
Yeah.
This has been fostered by your media.
Yeah.
Yeah, your culture has put this poison in the minds of the people.
Yeah.
You did that. What are you talking about, man? So we're supposed to praise America for what, man? For what? What have you done in the world except just create the image of materialism? Materialism, like everyone just worships money in America, man. They think money and status equals righteousness, and it's not the case. That's why I'm gonna worshiping celebrities.
I've got a quick precept. A quick one. This is Revelation 17:5. And upon her head was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Abominations, man.
Yeah. Abominations.
Just hypocrisy, lies, the land of cover-ups. That's what America is. The land of cover-ups.
so the skirt's been lifted.
Need all kind of declassification. America, like I always say, bro, America can't survive the truth. If the truth ever came out, it literally a chemical reaction will happen and everyone's straight, and the whole thing will just
like
you
everything.
can't tell the truth about what? About what? The American government. You think they're talking about Epstein files, bro? The American government will never tell you the truth, because if they told you the truth, your head would explode. They could only like play, give you a little bit here and there. Bro, they can't come out and tell you the truth, because the truth is the American government has always been against you. Satan.
You've been following Satan all your life.
All that patriotism that you believe in was all a lie. They don't care about all that. America was set up for the elites. The elites are not patriots. They don't care about America. They don't care about you. That was all lies. It's all built on lies, murder. And it was like that from the very beginning, man. The Wild West, they were doing massacres in the Wild West of their own people. They don't tell you that, but that used to happen. That people would find gold, the robber barons would send in their private army to wipe man out and then blame it on the Indians so they could get the land.
That's why things like 9/11, hey, I'm gonna say it out loud, but you know what I'm saying. You wouldn't be surprised.
Justice system. There ain't no justice system in America. It's always been if you're juiced in and if you've got the right amount of money, then you can get your justice. How many people have suffered in America because they ain't got the money to pay for the lawyers, man? What are we talking about here, man? Is that Christian? What are we talking about, man? You want to romanticize your role in history and your role in the world, man. You dropped atom bombs. You started the nuclear arms race. Two Christian nations. You Americans decided to build nuclear weapons, man, and proliferate them in the earth.
So everything's
What are you talking about, man?
food, war, you turn everything to weapons against other people, man, to bring suffering. That's what you've done on earth.
What? Because you got Ozempic. We're meant to praise you. You wouldn't need Ozempic if you. So how is it in places like Japan they can manage to get their population to eat healthy, but America can't? Because America is all about making money but in order to make the money, because you worship Satan, you have to destroy people in the process. And that's really the truth. The truth is America is about destroying people and profiting in the process. So they'll sell you some poison and make money at the same time, and that's the blessings from Satan. Hail Satan. That's America. America is hail Satan.
It's a Revelation 18:6 is reward her even as she rewarded you. So we haven't forgotten what you've done. We make sure people don't forget. It's something you're ashamed of. You try to run away from, right? But the Most High is not going to let you get away.
Slavery was good. You know, it was a good thing.
Good for everybody. One hell of a deal.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Good deal. For who? Yeah, he's enough of a shit.
Don't complain when it happens to you then.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly,
It's going to be a good thing when it happens to you.
And double unto her, double according to her works. We're stating the works right now, right? In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. So therefore shall praise come in one day, death and mourning and famine.
And there's plagues taking place now before when them nukes hit. You know what I mean? You know, because the Lord said I'll smite Egypt with plagues as before.
STDs is a plague.
STDs is a plague. The people on drugs is a plague.
Oh man.
But
Opioids. It's really a shame.
yeah,
That's all Babylon is known for.
she saw keeps the pharmaceutical industry running, man. She's on hella drugs, man. She's on hella psych meds and that.
Psych meds. Bro, if you like, what if you ask every brother, what's the first 5 things that come to your head about like America? Fat people, guns, people just get shot. Root beer,
Witchcraft.
you know, fucking joking.
Witchcraft.
But like just pork ribs, porn, you know,
Dumb people.
Cancer.
get rich and die trying.
Plastic surgery. Plastic surgery.
Yeah, Billy, fucking Ozempic. That's the shit that comes to your mind. And the
Yeah,
girl-
them Hollywood actors,
Yeah.
are looking super demonic.
Yeah,
I
money.
don't know
Oh,
what. I don't know what they're
wicked
doing
chick.
to them.
The black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She,
Yeah, her.
Do you think
Ariana
She's
Grande.
British stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, but still,
Like she went on
witching it. You see what Kelly Osbourne looked like the other day?
Yeah, She
She
was
would've fucked up,
Ozempic.
man.
Yeah.
She's chubby
They're
as
all
shit.
looking the same.
She fucked up. Kelly Osbourne.
and the thing is, Ozempic. If you go into it, it says
If it's even Ozempic, why they look like?
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a combination of there's plastic surgery.
yeah. There's plastic
Ozempic.
surgery, but that Ozempic,
Blood sacrifice.
bro, that's doing some stuff, bro.
Blood
Niggas lean as hell with no abs and a big head. That shit's crazy. You see that shit, you're like, the fuck going on with that nigga? Is this nigga alright?
Bro, it's the money.
I need some milk.
Yep, and the WHO World
Yeah,
Health
yeah.
Organization, they basically said we need to be pushing more of these fat loss drugs.
Yeah.
Right. So that shows
Yeah,
you.
Push better health,
Exactly.
better eating, better diet.
Yeah, bro.
Pushing drugs.
Don't do that thing when they put
It says this.
basic income.
Ozempic comes from research inspired by the venom of the Gila monster, a North American lizard.
Yep.
And if you go and look at it, it's literally based. It's based upon the research of a venom of a lizard.
When you look in,
It begs the question: how did Esau
This nigga.
come up with the trial to do this, bro?
Yeah.
Or just a side effect that happened while we were trying to do something else?
Remember that this guy came in and said he was going to make America healthy again. You know, bro, America can't be made healthy again because, like I said, these men are demons. They're not, but they were never about people being healthy.
Mm.
You had your chance. You're not going to fix it now, right? Our kingdom, our society is going to be the one to fix all this bullshit, man, and live righteous because
We set from zero.
what it really comes down to is the spirit of the individual that's running everything is always going to come out in what they do. And the spirit of Esau is not upright.
Why his kid though?
He's a demon. So yeah, of course, if you can make some high fructose syrup here cheaply and get himself rich off it, but it's killing you and your kids, he don't give a shit about all that.
He don't give a shit.
Your whole food is health.
Yeah.
Right? And the thing is about food,
Foundation.
like the Bible tells you, you're supposed to love thy neighbor as thyself. If this brother come to my yard, right? Yeah, I'm gonna feed this brother with love. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, food is supposed to be made with love and care. That's why mama's cooking was always, yeah, because she love you, bro. She gonna cook up the macaroni pie and do everything nice, bro, the way you like it, yeah. But also with knowledge, so that man will be feeding you, knowing that's good for you. Bro. This is good for you. This is good for your health. Or eat this is good for you, right? So that's love because everyone wants to be healthy. The American food system was based upon love.
they call it sad.
It's sad.
McDonald's isn't about love. Man don't love you. They're just trying to stuff something pause in your mouth, yeah, right, and keep you coming back just to exchange those dollars.
Yeah.
So they don't care if they feed your kids. They'll make a baby formula. They don't care if it's really helping the child. All they care about is that you keep coming back to buy it.
Baby formula is one of the worst things that you can think. Like the amount of seed oils and artificial and like and it's like even that's something that's not talked about. Like for example, even certain like flakes, like brands, like certain brands that make different types of brands. Instead of just using the natural components that have the full spectrum of the vitamin and nutrients, these will strip that shit, sterilize it, and enrich it with synthetic vitamins, which your body
Feeds the
doesn't
petrochemical, which feeds the petrochemical
Exactly.
system. That's why.
Yeah, bro.
That's what it is.
Like you know, my lady's pregnant, right? The doctor said she needs more iron, right? The iron tablet that they said to her take, which I said, "Oh, take that," is a byproduct of the scrap industry. It's basically iron that they put in sulfuric fucking acid, and the byproduct is turned into pills.
That's mad.
When the most bioavailable iron that the most bio like available iron that you can get is in meat, and then after that is in plants. That's the most
But it won't tell you to do that
bioavailable.
because guess what? Like I said, the spirit of it is all wrong.
It's all wrong.
When you love your neighbor as yourself,
Yeah.
then everything you do is ethics. See, Esau talks about business ethics.
Yeah.
Hypocrite. There's never been no
Yeah,
business
yeah.
ethics.
Yeah.
Esau's all about what you can get away with and how much money you can make, man.
Yeah.
And if you hurt people, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a real world, you would not do something
Like
that you know is gonna be harming people. You'd be like, man, nah, ladder, I can't do that. That's my people's. You know what I mean? I can't feed them that.
Yeah.
No, in Esau society, man will become a billionaire.
At least knows you're gonna cause you to get an addiction thing.
Yeah.
You'll make it addictive. You'll make it addictive, man.
Which might be things not gonna be so bad in some quantity, but you know you're gonna keep eating
Yeah.
this shit, man. It's gonna fuck you up and make you obese and
It
get
makes you
diabetes
mental
and
health issues.
heart diseases and shit. No.
It was interesting. Like I'll just say this final point of food before the brother into scripture. Like for example, vitamin C, right? They had found a way to make vitamin C, like just by reverse engineering with chemical components, right? But they've actually made artificial vitamin C and basically observed it under a microscope how the particles look and structures, and they've compared it to natural vitamin C and lemons and all that kind of stuff. And the artificial one, even though it has the same chemical composition, it looks dead, dark, gloomy. But the one that's in nature, right, is actually has a brighter kind of look and aura. It's like, you know what? They've got like grass, right? There's a viral picture that's actually true of grass under a microscope. And the shit looks like it's smiling. Like the actual grass is the particles and shit. But then if you compare it to artificial shit that Esau does, like, you know, let's say certain seedless this or crossbreeding, under the microscope, that shit looks dead. It's dark. So that's why the Lord says don't be mixing seeds, don't be doing this. But that nigga Esau don't care.
Fuck up the vibration.
Fuck up the vibration, bro.
Yep. So from an earlier point, Nahum 3:1, woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robberies,
Right.
the prey departeth not. Right? So that's it. It's like everything here is like full of lies, man. Everything that Esau pushes is full of lies. Right? The fact he'll push this idea of it's one of the things that actually really pisses me off. The fact that he pushes himself as a champion of women and children. But women and children suffer under your rules, under your policies, man.
Yep. Yeah.
Right? The fact that you push feminism means that we live in a world. Because, for instance, a lot of these, or rather, I saw a few, what's this word? Reports. I'll use the word that's coming to mind. A few reports of women that went there to Qatar for the World Cup, and they were like, "I ain't ever felt as safe."
Yeah.
Right? Girls like, "Yo, it was hella safe out here." Why? Because it's a patriarchal society, and in those instances, men are like, "Yo, whose woman is that? Why is she on her own?"
Yeah.
Right? Whereas here, you be seeing them walking as little heads.
Yeah.
And then let's not even get started on what you do to children out here, man.
Exactly.
Right? We was talking about baby formula. Certainly, I don't know if you ever got a chance to watch it, but everything that they do, so for instance, Nestle as well, and they're hella demons. Nestle, they'll serve baby formula in the West. Let's say it's got like, you know, obviously there was a uprising, so it's like, nah, okay, it won't have that high sugar content. But in the third world, it'll be like stuffed full of sugar.
Yeah.
And what a child eats from a young age is what they end up going into. That basically shapes their taste for palate until adulthood. And another one, real quick, is that for instance, you might get them little sachets for your child to suck. You know, the little sachets the baby suck on. Most of that's apple. And the thing is, apples nowadays are sweeter than they used to be. So once again, you may be buying a broccoli one, but it's actually mostly apple. So then your child, once again, is being trained to be on that sweet, which then leads you on to the diabetes later on, which means you'll go do
Because they could use that sugar. Sugar is a cheap way for them to get you hooked, man.
Yeah.
On buying things.
Foods, man, everything.
Esau's got to go.
Cowpo's sweet as shit.
Mm.
Cowpo, man.
And the thing is that Esau just promotes that unhealthy lifestyle. It's like, yeah, it's all right. They can grow up on a sweet stuff. They just can get fat and obese, or give them Ozempic. Those roots factors will counteract to something that's bad.
Yep.
You know, you can be homosexual. We've got HIV cures now. And shit. With something that, oh, don't worry, I've got an answer for that. You know, don't worry about it. But it's evil. You know what I mean? It's evil.
But prevention that's an old West Indian saying.
Yeah.
Prevention is better than cure. You know? Yeah, Esau, man.
It's got to go.
Precept.
Yeah.
This is John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy.
Right, that's the spirit and the mentality of these Edomites, man. Everything they do, every time they interact with anyone, that's their mindset, man. They're just demons, man. They're unreasonable people. There's no one that they've gotten along with. They don't even get along with themselves, right? Their heart isn't right, man. Their heart isn't right. They're sadistic.
Yeah.
They like to see people suffering. They like to see they have a sadistic nature to them. This is the truth. So you might say, oh, why do they do it like that? Because that's what they like. They want to see people suffer. That's their MO in life. They didn't have to do it like this. But they love when they see the children dying of disease, blood. They love it. They're titillated by it. In fact, they worship images of it.
Yeah, yeah.
You see them with them high-end art. A lot of them high-end art is
Yeah,
aborted babies.
yeah.
They're fucking
Bro,
demons.
I mean, the scripture says even this on this level, a righteous man guarded the life of his beast.
Yeah.
You see the shit they be doing to experiment on the fucking animals, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then you know, this how Esau's a devil, right? Lord says, man and man can't work, can't go on, right? Esau would then have like 2 lions in captivity from birth, deprive them of
Box.
box, and pump him with some chemicals, and then they'll do some shit that's against nature in even in the lion world.
Basically, they're insane.
Yeah,
The animal has a mental illness.
Yeah,
He's in cage.
Yeah, he's in cage. He got PTSD. Fucking the lion smokes cigarettes now. He don't know what's going on with himself.
That's the frogs as well.
Yeah, frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, frogs. Like, and then it's like now they start going against nature, and this nigga who used that as a counter.
Yeah.
Like, see, even in nature, there's gay lions.
But it's not natural.
There's not no. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not natural because of the shit you done.
That's called conditioning.
That's called conditioning.
But that's the same thing you're doing with all these films and the porn industry. You're just conditioning people to become like this.
Exactly.
You're putting demons on people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because once again, I mean, I just find out a lot of shit about East Asia, but fuck East Asia. But it was like even in China, they've banned a lot of stuff, right? So it's like, for instance, for instance, the one thing that they banned is effeminate-looking men in dramas, right? Because they're like, look, man, this ain't good for our society, right? Because image is important. What you see as a young child is going to be, ingrained into your mind.
This is social engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Esau is a social engineer. He's a demon, man. He's a demon.
That's why he's the border of wickedness.
That's why the scripture said the man of sin must be shall be
The man of sin.
He's the man of sin. He's a demon of the highest level. But he's running around out here like he's the savior of mankind. But he's not the savior, man. He's the opposite, man. He's a destroyer of worlds, man.
A bit more. It says, I am come that they might have life, that they might have it more abundantly.
How are we gonna have life? Even Esau's admitting his birth rate's finished. But how life is about how you live. And the way you live in life, man, the manual and the protocols for life is in the scriptures, man. It's not something that's hidden. It's not something that we're waiting to discover.
It's just to say, you follow the commands of God, you should prosper.
That's life. But Esau wants to push, like I said, he's messed up everything to the point where man and woman are fighting each other, man, in a full scale warfare. Yeah, which is folly, which is stupid, and he's the one that's done that. Even we were talking about the animals, right? The actual farmers that cared about their animals, they're the ones Esau's targeting and destroying. Yeah, but the big agra that are actually fucking up the animals and giving you the bullshit food, they're cool. They get the pass of exemption. Yeah, they're all right. And I remember I was watching one documentary about it. The woman's like, listen, bro, I care about my chickens, bro. I'm raising my chickens properly now. And if you don't raise an animal to be happy meat is good meat, man. An animal that's stressed out, and messed up, then you are what you eat. You're eating all of those, all that stress and the anxiety from the animal. So you really want your farmers to love their animals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which most farmers before would love what they do. They love their plants. They love their animals. Yeah, they got to go to slaughter, but up until the point where they take them to slaughter, they take care of them animals, man. Now they will put those kind of farmers out of business. Yeah. Through debt and all these different things, and then it just gets swallowed up by big agro, and big agro is a soul, just like the education system is a soulless demonic entity.
Yeah.
Same thing in the education system. It used to be the teachers love the kids. You go to a school and generally speaking, the teachers wanted to be there. Now these teachers, because of the system Esau's brought in, are soulless drones that are only there to pick up a paycheck, and they don't give a fuck about the kids.
The only ones that love the kids are the predators.
This is it. I was watching I posted that thing, like there's a woman, a so-called black woman, she's got a channel that's dedicated to like ex-teachers and current teachers coming on there and talking about the education system, and just across the board, they're saying, bro, the system isn't for. He said, one guy said that the system isn't for the teachers no more. But it's just the system that's there, and they just want you to be a robot and follow what they say, yeah. And then these kids are not benefiting from it. It's soulless.
But then for those teachers, they can go get a check for 100 grand in Dubai. What are they gonna do?
They're leaving.
They're gonna leave.
They're leaving the employment.
Which once again, it's like you know, certain of these policies you really do have to think. It's like he is systematically draining this place of talent, of knowledge, of wisdom to the point. Because at the end of the day, look, soul,
care,
love,
love.
It speaks about Egypt earning every work.
Most people are out here for a paycheck now.
Yep.
The system is true.
They ain't paying well.
You're not supposed to live in a world where people don't actually love what they do and they don't do it with a care for other people. And that goes back to, I always go into the network of care. You're supposed to live in a society where people care about each other. They care about what they do and how what they do affects others.
Yes.
We live in a society where it's gotten to the point where the spirit that's out here is really do what you got to do as long as you're getting money.
Just get the bag.
It doesn't matter how it. That's why you got Megan Thee Stallion, right? Preaching about how she don't cook and don't clean, yeah. She had a whole generation of black women, yeah, jumping around doing backflips, yeah, because the song's catchy. And it's like, yeah, I don't. So they imagine this man they could have had. There's good man, Savannah. There's a good man that she could have had, and all she had to do was treat him like a man. And give him a good meal, yeah.
And we're talking about Cardi B because it's the same thing.
No, Megan Thee Stallion had the same shit. But they all pushing the same shit.
Because I was gonna add though, then Future released that video and it was like,
this is what I'm saying.
It was like, what? I thought you don't cook, you don't sleep.
So you lot, they were pushing, and then you had people that took that demonology and ruined their lives. They ruined their lives based upon a philosophy that you taught them, and you've made money and enriched yourself from pushing that vibration. But then you see Megan Thee Stallion cooking up Thanksgiving for my man, all up in the kitchen like a good housewife to get her man. And that is this society in a nutshell. There's a whole bunch of people pushing things on people that they know is destroying them, just so that they can make the bag. But then when you really check their lives, they're not doing that. These rappers sending their kids to private school. They're not trying to put their kids out in the trap. The niggas is sending their kids to private schools, right? But they're gonna tell you, the trap is all about the trap.
It's the same with these take guys and whatever, man. They're capitalizing of misinformation, basically. Chatting shit.
But and they know they don't. Podcasting now is all about whatever you can you can find to say something. You can get traction from it and make money out of people. You don't have to actually live that lifestyle that you're talking about. You fake it. And it doesn't matter if the things you're saying is fucking up people and they're going to make bad decisions from it. As long as you get to that bag, that's all that matters. It's the Franklin Saint shit. Sell that crack. And as long as you're making, just don't take it yourself. Don't take it yourself. Just make sure they take it.
That's the worst thing you could do.
Oh, man.
This is go Psalm 36 in NLT. I'm start from 3. Say everything they say is crooked and deceitful. They refuse to act wisely or do good. They lie awake at night, hatching sinful plots. Their actions are never good.
They're never good. Nothing this man has done has never been. If they seem to do good, there's always an ulterior motive behind it. It's never good. They're never for the people. This is a fact. This is the truth. This is why the world is the way it is. This is why the people are the way they are. Because it's never good. There's never goodness in the heart because they don't operate like there's no sincerity there, man. Even if they give charity, it's not for good. Like foreign aid. Foreign aid is bribes, but it's not for good.
And then with other aid, it will be like it'll be traps, certain place because it will be like, we'll give you this aid, but you need to do X, Y, and Z.
Esau's continuously working an angle
and he's done it throughout the world, man. I was speaking. It's a loan. Oh yeah, like what they talk about this aid that they're giving Ukraine. It's a massive loan.
Fucking loans, man.
So even if they happen to win this war, they're fucked.
They're fucked. Their women are just going to be on OnlyFans forever, and that's what's happening to Ukraine. All the men are getting killed, and the Ukrainian women are in the brothels all over Europe.
That's it.
This is what's happened. The brothels in Europe are filled with Ukrainian women trying to make ends meet. Man. It's hard for a whole. Man.
Shit, man. I got some 5. I got 5 with it.
I mean, again, they lie awake at night, hatching sinful thoughts. Their actions are never good. They make no attempt to turn from evil.
Yeah, like now I heard Zuckerberg come out and apologizing because of the impact social media is having on people's mental health and their brains. They already knew
They
it was
knew.
designed to have that impact.
Cambridge Analytica, that whole scandal there, because I actually used to work with someone that worked at the Cambridge Analytica thing, and basically they were saying they saw how powerful the machine that they had built was, the ability to actually sway entire populations to vote for one way or vote another way, right? So they have all of these studies. Scriptures talk about their heart is deep, right? There ain't, this once again, this is the thing that Esau likes to push. This idea of, oh, we didn't know, you knew.
Designed with
So the thing is, oh, you're gonna apologize for how how social media made everybody crazy and shit, right?
No, but hold on, it actually has.
It has.
Yeah, no,
We're trying to get away from the point that social media has actually made a lot of people mentally ill.
Bro,
From actually the women, the men.
that's the thing. That's the same man who pulled the fuck on the shit. These man like, oh, well,
Like,
it's some more good than bad. You know what I mean? There'll be some shit like that.
It's the
Bro,
case.
you know what shows people crazy, bro? Have you been on TikTok and just scrolled and received random lives?
Yeah,
Sometimes
oh,
it'll be people like it'll be 2 lives, just a woman in the house.
yeah, in the dark.
The fucking woman's in the house, like a nigga and another dude, a single old 50-year-old.
Just feeling for validation
Like
from
crazy,
people you
yeah.
don't know. Just feeling for validation from strangers,
Yeah,
or just doing stupid shit to get money, to get likes.
doing dances and shit.
Unfulfilled from their old lives.
And it gives people a certain self-importance.
Yeah.
So I was watching.
Feeds narcissism, yeah.
Yeah, because I was just watching something real quick where basically one lady who was a college psychiatrist or her friend was a psychiatrist, one of the two. But basically the psychiatrist was saying how nowadays she's observing more and more people are just coming in, and back in the day they would understand that the psychiatrist was the person with the knowledge. Now they're basically starting to come in and dictate to the psychiatrist what it is.
Crazy people.
And this, that, and the other. And basically she was like, it must be the social media.
Yeah.
Because everyone on social media is right. Everyone on social, well, that's what everyone on social in their own head is right. Yeah.
And they got the short form, so they're just rolling through shorts. Yeah,
Bro,
yeah, it's
scary,
it's messed people up. The
It's
social
crazy,
media
I
thing, and you see the selfies everywhere.
Mhm.
It's actually changed the way people are and the way they think, the way they experience things. You know what I mean? Man can't just go and experience something without taking video in it at the same time. And they're not even enjoying what they're doing.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They must have time to do this, bro.
Mm.
They must not be doing anything. They're idle. These people must be fucking idle to do this.
No,
There's a saying about being idle.
They're not idle. This is part of their life. This is their life, right? It's just like where people would normally go for a walk in the park. So instead of going for a walk in the park, they're on social media while they're walking in the park. Yeah, you don't have to be idle. It's gotten to the point where the addiction is real. Man will be everywhere on social media.
bro, I saw one.
They need to go into a pit and work, bro. That's what they need to do.
Bro,
This is working with the social media.
No,
bro, this morning I just woke up, scrolling. I just saw an old Benjamin going to work at 4 a.m. in the bus. I'm like, why are you recording? Why are you like?
And now it's so lucky. Now it's gotten to the point. The next stage of it is now these big streamers, they noticed they started doing the 24-hour streaming, and now it's like they're streaming their entire life. Man, are just following you around. Yeah,
That is
like
it's creepy.
just watching you. This
Truman Show things like
it's
Rampage
insane.
Jackson.
Yeah, Rampage Jackson, like all them people are just streamed, and it's like it is actually messed up people's minds and their concept. Even the youth nowadays, like their concept of
Celebrity.
like who they are. Like it's people, they put things up. People have to like it. Well, we were never that into man liking. Like we were never looking for so much validation.
Yeah.
Obviously, man, you want to be rated, but this whole like, I need 1,000 likes. Oh, that's not enough. I need 2,000 likes.
Like, who wants to know so much about a person? They have to watch him all day fucking long.
What?
You don't have a relationship with this person. It's not like it's your wife or something. I don't even know what. Like, I'm not trying to watch my wife all day like that.
You know what? That's the new connection, though. And I've noticed as well, these online communities. Yeah, I see these people in the comments here, and they actually that is their family. Their family is the influencer that they watch, yeah, and the people in the comment boards that they don't know.
So I shared that thing because you know we joke about these men that will be paying hella money for these OnlyFans girls to do vids. Bro, certain of these right wing guys be paying. What was it? It's Nick Fuentes. Yeah, it's like 100 for 15 minutes.
Wow. I'll pay to punch him in the face. Maybe. They ain't got that kind of money.
And what they're gonna tell you in 15 minutes, man?
By another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
This is
I've got to pay Babe Station for.
But that's what Al-Azhar was trying to do. That's what Al-Azhar was trying to do. His whole thing was the same
monetize
hustle.
himself. Yeah. Selling himself. Monetization.
He's selling something else on that.
Oh, Lord.
I got his own brand now.
Yes, that's terrible.
Chief.
I always found that name suspicious.
Oh,
Very good.
that's a good song.
Preset. That's a why. That's a big why.
This is a 2 Timothy 3 from the top, and it reads, "Difficult times will come." And it says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves."
And it's like a lot of these characteristics, people are wicked. But these are all like examples of even things that's like that's the nature of Esau. And then it's like the wine he's just pushed forward to the earth. It's like, because remember, an unwise king destroys the people.
That's right.
Like,
It's the vibration
yeah.
pushing out there, man.
Probably said great, didn't he?
Like it's like Jake, you know, Esau always wants to use Jake in Chi-Town as reference. Look at their violence. You're why they're violent. Like, no, you know, people are putting on weight, people are fat, you know, self-obsessed. You're a fat ass nigga because you have an insatiable appetite. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
And it says, covetous.
Who's more covetous than Esau?
And the consumerism is off the charts, yo. Because a lot of times now as well, this is what the online shopping has done as well. Sometimes, well, it feels good to buy something, but buying itself is another dopamine. It's another dopamine hit, man. A lot of people use shopping as therapy.
No, that's what they call it.
So consumerism is a form of can be an addiction too.
Yeah. And it's because one of the things I've observed is it's like talk about the social media thing. So you'll be just watching someone just walking, and then like literally see someone walking, and then like she'll take out a phone and do some weird pose, and then just carry on walking.
Yeah,
It's normal.
I see it happen all the time.
It's just strange.
It's so weird. Even if you go like when I'm, I see on the platforms, and you just see girls just doing some random shit, some random breaks, and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Gyms, bro.
Like,
It's the only time I wish Happy Stuff was back.
That's it.
I remember one time
weird.
I was in the gym. I just see like big niggas. He's all dominating the space and shit. I'm like, what's going on? And this nigga's all setting up his tripod.
Yeah.
That nigga just go do your pull-ups and go home, man. The niggas all dominating.
Gotta watch the code and this shit.
That's it.
Everyone's in their own person. Everyone's a main character in their own personal show, innit? And that's what I mean. You can, like I said, there's like with anything, if you video yourself or whatever, okay, that's cool. But like I said, with anything, there's a point where it becomes too much, and that's what they've created, man. Instagram. That's why I try and avoid being on certain things because it can get you hooked, and you can end up just scrolling forever.
They call it doom scrolling.
You know?
In there, bro. That's shit.
And you just in a sunken place, man.
Yeah.
And you could be getting rage baited. You know, the algorithm is just feeding shit to you that's just enraging you to fuck. I used to bear bacon.
It's real.
No, it's true. You could get caught in a loop, and rage baiting is the most like. But I see, bro, there's so many things I see on the internet now. I was like, that was a rage bait. that person has said that particular thing because they know that you're gonna react to it. And when you react to it, they've won. Because you're in the comment board losing your mind. It's like that person doesn't even believe what they just said.
Byron Gaines, the primary.
Oh, he's the ultimate.
He's like the ultimate rage bait.
Yeah.
And
I just think.
Come on, man. They can't take these people that make these videos seriously because the rage baiting is more effective than anything. Because you could get people when people are angry, they'll comment, they'll share.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And then the algorithm sees that and it's gonna start sending you more shit that makes you like that. And the next minute you know, you spend the whole day pissed.
And now the perception of the world has changed.
And now your perception of your world is totally skewed by these videos that you've been watching, like which might not necessarily even represent the truth.
Yeah. And it's crazy because they'll be so much enraged with hate, they'll actually go into lives and pay for super chats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. Just,
Yeah.
just to get the satisfaction
Yeah.
that you've seen what I've said.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's true. 100%, man.
And it says,
Boasters.
proud.
That's these. I'm just thinking Esau, but this is what
it's everyone.
No, of course, it's like you just see the source of this. Esau's the problem.
He's so happy with his work.
Esau, yeah. It's like all of this. Obviously, the world in general, every people has wicked people, and everyone's off. You know what I mean? But point is, under wicked rulership, this shit's heightened. Bro.
It's mad.
Like this shit's heightened.
It's going to a whole
Like,
new level.
Like, bro, we didn't need to see how fine a bitch is in Atlanta or Turk.
Minister.
But now you got the AI bitches now.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
AI bitches, but they be looking crazy.
Well,
Shit,
you see, even with that, there was that Moabite dude that was working in a British care nursery. He was caught making scenes with AI with children.
Children ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
AI children.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah,
Well, it's one of the things.
that's one of the things we do.
And they say it was a top category.
Yeah.
Whatever images he was making, it was mad category, bro.
Yeah.
So I dread
So,
you know what I mean?
Oh, it was nasty.
but it even one Jake made a point. It's like this new tech age has basically got people comfortable with now wearing the smart glasses. And then the smart glasses is like
Make it one look better.
there is some glasses, their camera is concealed. So a dude can just be working in a nursery, taking care of kids, but he's taking fucking images with his eyes.
Oh, because that was
And
one with
doing
the
shit.
watch. There was a gynecologist, and he had a camera right there.
Incel behavior.
Yeah. But even on the glasses thing, and they also talk about just the whole Instagram. I'll because I'm uninstalled at the moment, but it's like you'll be on there and you just be watching. I'll be watching certain girls, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm here," and I'm just like, "Yo, if you had a stalker, you'd be dead."
Yeah.
Well, that's what actually happened. Yeah, there was an Eve. I think she was one of them model chicks. They came to her house, killed her.
Yeah, people always
So,
posting. People posting every that what was it called? Street smarts, man.
Yes. I remember.
And it says, blasphemers.
Yeah, like now on social media, it's cool to scoff against God. It's like every nigga think they got an opinion. You know, and you don't need
They've
this.
seen them comedy skits.
Yeah.
I think I would have put it up, man. But yeah, putting all these skits together, all these Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah. Oh yeah, stuff like yeah. Drewski.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, right? This is going further and further, man.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
man ain't got no filters, bro.
Like everyone got an opinion on social media.
Yeah.
Like do you remember?
And the more wild the opinion,
Bro.
the more views you get.
Yeah.
And all that makes it true is that one song and doing this the top.
Yeah.
You know where it's like,
See what I'm saying?
all right.
Yeah.
Like,
You
how
know?
about you didn't need to be in the video.
That's it.
You didn't need
Bro,
to be there
share
doing
the
this.
information. Nowadays, it's like fucking hate these people. Bro. People think it's a joke, but you got fucking mentally unstable ex-gang members, yeah, on a podcast, yeah, just chatting the shit, yeah, and like you know what I'm talking about, yeah. And then you just like, this is man is mentally unstable.
Exactly. I know
You know what I'm saying? Like this guy should not have a mic. Like in a real society, the only people that should be getting real public attention.
Yeah.
It's men of wisdom.
Yes.
Like you might get an entertainer, but
Yeah.
it should only be known that that's entertainment. But in terms of I'm listening to what you're saying, we like
It's true.
elders should be
Yeah,
speaking,
that's the
knowledge
point.
and wisdom, and you should be listening to that and gaining knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, any like some
Any
porn
more.
star,
Yeah.
like just some porn stars giving you, Mia Khalifa is going to give you relationship advice. Like, what?
That's wild. No,
You
I think
take
it's a point, though.
Relationship advice from guys, and the guy's gay. Like half of these manosphere guys are homosexuals.
I have a precept.
Myron Gaines is a homosexual. A man's taking advice from him.
Yeah, no wonder
Bro.
feels angry at the bitch.
You're supposed to be taking advice from elder men who've been married for 40 years and know and have a family and they know how to. That's the man you should be taking advice from. Man that's done it. Like, you know what I mean?
I have a quick one on that point.
Right.
This is Ecclesiasticus 6:33. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow down ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, right? And let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
That's it. Parables of understanding. You're supposed to be listening. Real people with wisdom and understanding are supposed to be the ones that get the platform. But you just anyone, any porn star, any ex-gang member.
Well, just an interesting point. I remember back in the day, man, I was looking at clips with brothers on like school children in the 60s, the 50s, and the children are articulate as shit. Like you be talking to them like they'll be talking to the interviews and questioning them. You be like, man, this is a grown ass man.
Yeah.
Like your mind elevation, like even just reading, like, but a lot of Jakes or a lot of people in general, they've been just instant gratification for just the whole childhood. Like reading a page that makes niggas head hurt.
Yeah, but everything in this society has pushed us towards that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that not no shade thrown or whatever, but it's the fact that we be giving young children tablets to play with. Mine's being fried.
Yeah.
But it's like it's understood. It's like look, time. But it's like there's something about that refresh rate because I look at computers all day. And it's like I ain't got an attention.
Well, your brain, as a child, your brain is developing, and if your brain is used to taking in information at a high speed, then that means you never take time to actually. Life is you have to process things in a real life terms, but swiping, first of all, you never learn patience.
Yeah.
Because you're swiping. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like this swipe. Whereas when we was younger, if you had to watch it, bro. So you end up watching shit you didn't want to watch.
I have to watch the adverts.
You have to watch everything. Right.
You have to wait a week for the next episode.
So in a way, your brain is learning, like, okay,
Patience.
time. And even if you watch the old children's programs, they're very slow and there's no jump cuts.
Yeah.
You watch these
Coco
programs,
Melon is the
Bro,
devil.
Coco Melon.
the fucking I watched something here the other day, and literally I counted the jump cuts, and it was like for no reason. Let's say like the person's just standing there talking like this. There should be no jump cut. It should just be a frame and the person. But this one would be like jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. I'm like, oh shit. Like, so no wonder when you're trying to tell the child something, if you're not jumping in real life, you can't jump cut. They're just there talking. They're like already mind is already firing off over here because nothing's changed. Yeah, it's steady. Whereas if you go watch the old Sesame Street, go watch like the old children's programs that they used to make, it was almost like Sleepy Slow. Like you would actually see a long image of Mary's gonna go to the shop on her bike, and Mary's there riding to the shop with one shot, riding.
Fair long.
So one quick fact, right? It says a person today is exposed to as much information in a single day than someone in the 15th century within their entire life.
There you go. So you're overloaded with information. So you got a lot of information going into your brain, but you don't think about it. You're not actually digesting information.
But even that's interesting. Because I actually saw this video before, because there was going into just even having to absorb into information. One, it burns calories, and two, it actually has to like it could actually affect your body if you're struggling to receive and digest information, leading to fucking sickness.
Yeah.
It's like imagine like trying to, which is why sometimes it's good to just come to social media. So imagine you're dealing with your struggles in your daily life, and you're seeing this podcast shit, seeing this
shit. Yeah.
you're seeing all the toxic
That's
shit.
it, that's
Too much going
You
on.
feel your brain was tired. Like, let me go sit down, bro. But think about it.
That is
And,
true.
and it affects how you remember, your brain stores information too. Your long term, your long term, short term. All that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
If you're always getting all these things that's rapidly going through your head, it's hard to really put it in the long term place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's a way to strip people from having a culture. Like a big part of all cultures, man, it's history. You know what I mean? And
It
it's
takes time to consume it.
exactly like even Rome, right? Rome, it was a common thing for people to have something called a death mask. So what a death mask was, when a person would die, they would get like a wax clay or whatever, wax, and put it in the face and make a face mask of ancestors that died. And they would just tell stories of battles and family history of key people in their line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would just be a traditional thing that's just kept in his line. Like for example, like one of the guys that played a part in Julius Caesar being killed, right? His someone like 10 centuries or 10 generations in the past played a part in like a famous leader in that time being killed too.
Okay, shit.
So it was like,
Stakes.
so even when Caesar got killed, basically he was told you have to live up to that name of that famous one in your line. I believe the guy
Wow,
that
they got
did it was
mind games.
Brutus. Yeah,
Mind games.
Brutus.
Brutus. Oh shit.
Brutus had a family member
And
in his
Brutus is
line.
brethren as
Yeah.
well. isn't it? Yeah.
Brutus had a family member in his line in the past called Brutus that killed a leader too.
So they ran the mind games.
So
on
they basically told him, like, listen, like, you can't really be of that Brutus because you ain't prepared to really do it.
them.
Yeah,
Mind
but the
games.
point is, it was a common thing to like people to retell stories and keep a track of family history.
Yeah, but the kids ain't gonna listen to that now.
The niggas don't care about that. They're just
But
trying to
it
see
takes
the
too
dance
long.
and shit.
Bro, one of
Takes
the
too
best
long.
things is that man used to sit around and,
Yeah.
and listen to my uncles and them talk, yeah,
Yeah.
and you just absorbing that. Bro, the kids ain't trying to hear all that now
Yeah.
because they want to swipe left after you've been talking for like 2 minutes. It's time to
My
swipe
nephew's
left.
fried, bro. I look
You
at
know
him,
what I'm saying?
fried.
And so yeah, so then it's like you're right. Then if you can't meditate on information, no wonder Esau can just pull the wool over everyone's eyes because those things take time to break down and understand.
Yeah, because and that's it. It's like you'll be seeing so many contradictory things happening all the time, but because like that was yesterday and today is today, people forget that they said that literally just yesterday.
Yeah.
Like even I was thinking earlier on, like Candace is married to a bumbleclad Amalekite, man.
Yeah, which she
Yeah.
married him after like a couple weeks of meeting. That's a pure
Yeah.
range.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro. If you listen, if you actually look up how she got married to this dude, yeah, you can see that it's pure spooky. It's not no normal. Oh, we met each other and fell in love. I mean, no, this is like sounds like recruitment.
Yeah.
It's what I mean.
Yeah. It says this here. Yes, Marcus Junius Brutus was related to ancestors who also acted against tyranny, right? So basically, his ancestor actually helped to overthrow Rome's last king when it was
Yeah, I think I remember that.
at the kingdom. It's like, bro. So it's like that was like
to be.
yeah, but because they had that family history, so like you are the chosen one. You must do that. Like, but you know what though? It's good for like knowledge and self-esteem to know that you attach to stuff. That's why Esau stripped away Jake from their culture.
Yeah.
And just said, you're just niggas.
Well, he's not even just done that with Jake. He's done everyone that
Yeah,
comes over here. That they want to
cover
disconnect them from their heritage. You know what I mean?
The cover.
Because them people that are born here, they don't want to know about what's going on over there in this,
Yeah.
in the old country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're westernized now, isn't it?
History is boring.
Yeah.
No one ain't got the time
They
for
want
it.
to depart from traditions and all that kind of stuff.
But that's spiritual. But that's why the scripture says what? You shall teach your children these day and night. Like the scripture says, like you have to meditate the scriptures day and night, because once you do that, the past isn't far away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? The
It's
past
here.
is
Here now.
It's here. It's like us. When we talk about the scriptures with Moses
I've got a
and
quick
niggas in Egypt, it feels present to us.
Yeah.
Like, actually, that nigga present, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Sirach 30:3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy,
It's the end.
and before his friends he shall rejoice of them.
Yeah, because to that
Is that
knowledge,
what's happening with us? No, teaching this Israelite thing?
exactly.
It's
So
treating our enemies.
Yeah, yeah.
So now there's a big issue now. They're saying now they want to start banning the phones from the school, but it's too late.
It's too late.
These kids are cooked. It's true. These younger
They're
generation,
cooked, bro.
they're absolutely cooked, man.
Yeah.
Technology cooked them, but
Yeah.
they're not. They're in this pursuit of this technology. Your own technology that you possess, your
going
brain,
down.
Yeah.
has been destroyed.
And
man.
AI is even furthering that, man. Like in my trade, you know, there's a big push to be using AI more. But it's like in my trade, it was never about the actual writing of the code. It was about the thinking of the code, thinking of the problem. And it's the more same way with the calculator, right? But back in the day, I could do mental maths. You know, you get them dodgy multiplications and all of that, and you was able to think through it. But got so used to just using the calculator now,
Now you don't got to work it out.
exactly.
You know? Thinking for you, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. It goes on to say, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead.
Yeah, because again, that
Present the mind.
that is present is real for you. It's like us, like these guys who scoff and talk. We call them. That's the house of salt, like because we know through the spirit, like yeah, these niggas are back. Like it's real to us. Like so that's why. Yeah, it's like when obviously it's down to the Lord to put the spirit upon you first, but when we talk about reincarnation and like men doing lots and doing whatever they're doing, and like it's not an exaggeration for the prophets being back to us.
That's it.
Because we actually read it, we meditate, and it's real for us.
And that is the difference between us and like the white
Yeah.
that read the scripture.
Oh,
They're not even
man.
connected to it.
Yeah.
When we read it, it's deeply
Well, they're
personal. to us,
scrolling
man.
the scriptures too.
Bible times, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it
Bible
says.
times.
Oh, so that's
Right.
Bible
So
time.
for us, it's not like that.
No, it's
It's very close and it's very personal to
Yeah.
us, man.
That's
You know?
it. That's it.
It's a living thing for us.
It's a living
It's not
thing,
gone.
yeah.
It's not gone away or in the past nowhere.
Yeah, it's
It's
here.
here with us now.
It's here.
That's why that man will see one, two like little shorts disrespecting the Bible. They'll run with that.
Yeah.
Somebody go, "Well, did you know?"
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
like,
Yeah, and the things as well on this one, things that I think about sometimes is this idea that Esau has, on one hand, globalized the world, but then also made it difficult for families to maintain and stay together. And what that means, like back in the day, you go to like maybe like an old English town, you'd be seeing so many so and so and sons, so and so and sons. Right now, it's important to pass on skills to the next generation. Now we live in a place where, let's be real, let's say all of our parents, they were from London. Most of us ain't stay, you know, but to actually buy and live in a place like London, it's hard to stay close to your people, right? So you're seeing more and more people are being separated, and even internationally. So the things that say your family knew, you are now completely disconnected to. You know, all of that knowledge just gets lost, man.
not even just knowledge, but just there's an honor that comes when you've been doing things for a while.
Yeah.
Like when I see them, man, when I went to Rome, and they were like the last set of men that do the Moreno glass blowing. Yeah. They take care of it then.
Yeah.
It means more to you than just a job.
Duty.
Or thing. There's a duty in there, right? The duty thing is so- like a man's whole family been baking bread for like 100 years, man. Man's gonna bake some good ass bread because not just because of the money,
Yeah.
just because it's a man's
It's
duty. You know?
literally in their name, Baker.
Yeah.
Anyone named last name Baker,
Yeah.
you know.
Their reputations on that.
Which is why these farmers here topping themselves, like they're killing themselves because like yo, I have a duty to my life.
Even the farmers don't have no connection with the people they're providing the food.
Yeah, exactly.
They're nameless and faceless. So it's all disconnected now. But you're connected with random people online.
Yeah.
Just chatting shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's crazy. But your farmer that's making you food, you don't know.
bro,
You know what I'm saying?
Esau's destroyed everything.
I've still
After
got
this,
more
I'll close up.
yeah. Oh, after you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
This is Psalms 12 and verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted, right? And that's what this world is promoted, all these vile people that don't contribute to shit. They just got big mouths,
Yeah.
talking mad stuff, right? I just want to quickly bring up vile in the dictionary, right? And it says extremely unpleasant or morally bad,
Morally bad.
wicked, or archaically, right? Or of little worth or value.
Esau. All these celebrities and all these people, man, they're
Not to say, but not really.
politicians. They're immoral and bankrupt individuals, man. And even a lot of these influencers, man.
That's what I was really getting at.
Yeah, the influencers, man, the red pill, blue pill, they're all one by one. You start seeing, hold on, this guy was faking it, man. He wasn't even about all that shit. He just chatting shit, like. Fuck these people, man. Only the men of the Lord, man. That's how you got to get down.
I have a quick one. Yes. Proverbs 13:11. There is a generation that curseth their father and doth not bless their mother. There is a generation that is pure in their own eyes, yet is not washed from their filthiness. There is a generation, oh, how lofty are their eyes. Their eyelids are lifted up. There is a generation whose teeth are as swords and their jaw teeth as knives to devour the poor from the earth and the needy from among men. Right? So the point is, if we, like I know when those precepts, those points has been read off, you can look at them.
Yeah,
You know, take the first left, he's standing right there doing nothing. It's a loss because it's the same fucking people, man. And now it's just more tech. Niggas always existed.
Now they just got busy.
Niggas always existed. I mean, voting, talking shit. You know what's interesting? They've actually found that, like in history, when like I believe it was in Pompeii. You know Pompeii got torched basically, like in ash fire. That basically on certain street public walls, right? You know how like now you have vote for Trump. You actually have vote for so and so, right? Yes, these or whatever his name is, these right? Him, and then they would have like jokes about the person's like character. He's got small feet and he lost his cow or whatever. But the thing is, it's the same shit. Like like Trump. Like Trump. He's friends with Prince Andrew. He's all this. He's cool with the
popularity thing.
Yeah, it's the same
Me,
shit.
like, man, they're all just trying to steal from you.
Yeah.
Trying to lie and deceive.
Yeah.
Hypocrites.
Like those are Tupac in Rome. You know what I mean? You would do something. Probably just a loud fucking actor.
Yeah, he was in a theater. He was playing a woman, bro.
Oh man.
He was having a blast in Rome. He's like, man, I don't want to come back in over here.
Man, it was an olive oil, man.
Olive oil.
Cold press.
Go ahead.
Let me finish this. Back in Sirach 30 and 4 now. Says, though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead. For he hath left one behind that is like himself. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful.
So Esau did a great job here of the what they call the youth movements. He did an excellent job fostering youth movements, and that because the youth are always going to operate in a different kind of level, because like you said, there is going to be technology, but they're supposed to be still grounded by where they're coming from. Esau created these counter youth movements in the 70s and onwards, that MTV culture, where the children are radically deviating from their parents. and he's used that rapid deviation to create this abomination that we see today. You're not supposed to see a massive difference between the grandparents and the grandchildren in terms of who they are and what they believe in. But you do. Man and brother, you have one, bro, the islands, one set of grandparents would have just took a fucking a flame here and just flamed up a homo. These men nowadays are like, well, it's my child and I love them. Complete, bro. They don't even want to beat children now. There's a whole generation of Jake now that actually believe that beating a child is child abuse.
Yeah, I've been seeing it.
When did that happen?
I know it's like we spoke about before. All these programs, they teach children to disrespect their parents.
Yes.
Yeah. But that was part of
disconnect
the youth count. Like all the TV programs would show that the parents are stupid, don't listen to them, and
they're out of touch.
Yeah, out of touch, and it's the children that know the way forward. That's the youth culture. Whereas a society is not supposed to have a youth culture. The culture is supposed to be driven by the adults, not the children.
Yeah, the patriarchs.
You know what I'm saying? But then it's Esau that came in and do that, so he can push a counterculture. But the counterculture is pushing what? LGBT and all this madness now. Whereas the old ones are like, man, I don't know about all that Batman thing. You know what I'm saying? And then your parents now look like they're a completely different. You're at odds now because your belief system is literally the opposite, and that's what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? So fuck Esau. And one more.
Yeah, let me finish this. So Sirach 30:5. While he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends.
There you go. The avenger. You know what I'm saying? So Esau, and with slavery as well, they did that with Jake. They disconnect you from your past, but now we're being reconnected through the scriptures, man. Through the record of our fathers from the spirit of Yahushua, and we're being juiced back into the way which is right. Which is funny because then it puts us as odds with our parents, but that's because they were disconnected. Now we're being connected back in.
Breed our enemies.
Now our minds are right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like and in a positive way, and we could build together, man. And you see that in the camps, the way brothers operate with each other, the way we treat each other, it's on better principles. Not the principles of the world, which is all about self-profit and selfishness and all of the works of the flesh that the world pushes, man. But actually what's in the scriptures, the fruits of the spirit. And that's how it's going to be, Lord willing, when the elect then get into power. Now you're going to see that vibration is what's going to be pushed out into the world. So whatever system that we build in the world, which is the right system, will always be coming from a place of that spirituality. So even if we had technology, that technology is going to be coming from us, that spiritual foundation. So it could never be evil. It will always be for good because the where you're coming from and the people who's bringing it forward is coming from a righteous space. Whereas with Esau, you give him any technology or anything, it's always going to be corrupted and turned to evil because it's what's within him. It's what's within his heart, man.
Or is it to the good of good things, and to the wicked evil things, or whatever, how the switch goes? Esau already knows how to do evil, so he's going to use whatever he brings into the world for evil.
That's why we said, listen, you could call it capitalism, you can call it communism, you can call it all these different isms. Edomism. As long as the Edomite is behind it, it's going to have the same result, which is evil. Because the root of it.
This is the book of Baruch 4:36. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Most High. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sendest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Most High.
And that's happening now, right now, through us preaching this word, not doing backflips and music videos, but for us teaching this word, the sons of Jerusalem are being brought back spiritually first, through belief in this truth, are being brought back together and unified through the belief in Yahushua. But then that allows for us physically to be brought back when the Lord comes. And when the Lord comes, we're physically going to be brought together as one people, man. And then we're going to rule our territories. That's how the thing goes. Right? So That's it, brother. That's what we say. Call halal, yeah. Double honesty, apostles, the elders, the great
Honest.
honesty, brothers on the highways and the byways.
Shalom.